Back live once again. NFL Week 9 predictions, Week 8 recap. I feel like this week provided in spurts where you had the Thursday night game was dog shit. 1 p.m. was like okay. 4 p.m. was terrible, and then Sunday and Monday night, that's where some good game. Well, not Monday night, but Sunday. Well, really, it was only the Sunday night game then. That was good, but tough week out there. We kind of predicted that heading in that it was kind of a weaker slate. But any overall thoughts before we dive in here? Michael, how much football did you watch this weekend? We'll start with you.
Some, not all, but a decent amount.
Honestly, same. I completely skipped the Thursday game, and I completely skipped 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I watched a decent amount.
I watched all of Thursday.
This fucking thing.
It was, I don't know. We'll talk about it, but did you guys agree with Kirk Herbstreit's assessment of Carson Wentz?
What did he say?
I did not hear it. Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that.
All right.
First game of the docket. Okay. Just put the IG story out. Hopefully some people will come in here. If not, it's like we're talking to thousands of people, even though they're not in the stream.
Hey, it's just talking with the boys.
Yeah,
just guys being dudes.
Who cares? All right. So coming off this week, another successful week for the boys. Everyone over 500. I was 9-4. Cam 8-5. Mikey 7-6. So where this leaves us on the year with updated percentages, I promised those last week. So Rat is 6-8 for 43%. Michael is 53-54, so 49.5%. Just need one more positive week, and you'll be about 50%. I'm 67-54 for 55%, and Cam only has 2 wins more than me, 69-52, but he's 57%. So close race at the top. Michael, we're not even halfway done with the season, so you can get right back in here.
Making an aggressive comeback this week.
Yeah, I'm down. Like the Jets. The Jets could go on a run. You could go on a run in the spread.
Fuck yeah, the Jets are going to go on a run.
Who's more likely to make a run, the Jets or Michael in the spread picks? Cam?
I'm going with Mikey in the spread. That Jets team is tough to watch.
No, they've actually had really entertaining games.
Did you even watch that game on Sunday?
No, I didn't. I was watching the Pats.
That's embarrassing.
I thought you had the YouTube TV deal going.
I did, but that was not a part of the multi-view, and it probably never will be. So unless they're playing the Pats.
You only have like 4 games.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's not hold back any further. Let's get right into this Week 8 in the NFL season. Certainly a week that happened, starting off with a Thursday night game. The Chargers decimate the Vikings. Honestly, after work to this day, I just hit a wall after running on the treadmill. Just kind of watched Survivor, then routed. Did not even bother to turn this game on. So I'll let you boys take the floor. Michael, you had something you wanted to say, a take on Carson Wentz from Kirk Herbstreit?
Yeah, Carson Wentz was bad, basically, all game, and was getting destroyed. Apparently, he played the entire game with a broken left shoulder and throws his helmet on the sideline after getting sacked and throwing a pick in the fourth quarter with the game fully out of hand. And Kirk Herbstreit goes on a rant about how he's the quarterback and he can't show emotion and it's bad for his team and everything like that. I'm like, this man just got landed by a 300-pound guy on his shoulder that's broken. He's going to show emotion. I thought that was such a stupid thing for him to say. But yeah.
Kirk doesn't have the book. That's the problem. Only you have the book.
Well, Kirk has the book for college, but he's not allowed to say any of it because he commentates on the games. So
yeah.
He just always fades out to make the most important picks. I've been kind of out in that commentary team for a while. Al Michaels has been ready to go to bed for like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, agreed.
I didn't watch this game specifically, but what were your thoughts on the football products, Cam? On this, did you watch?
I actually watched the majority of the game. Once the Chargers started to pull away, I kind of turned it off, went to bed. But thankfully, I actually did a last-minute Chargers money line with McConkey to score, which happened in the first half, which was nice. Chargers had control of the game pretty much since the first quarter. Definitely a little concerning about this Vikings team, but it's also, you got to think about that they're playing with Carson Wentz, who, as Mikey mentioned previously, was playing with a broken shoulder. So I don't know how healthy JJ is, what he's going to look like. I assume he's starting next week. I think there was a rumor that they might even have their third string starter, or their third string quarterback start this upcoming week. But hopefully it's JJ. Give him a little life, bounce back spot. But yeah, I mean, Chargers just absolutely dominated this game on Thursday night.
Max Brosmer week.
Yeah, exactly. I hope not, but that would.
Yeah, I'm expecting JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, same here.
So it's supposed to be like 2 to 4 weeks, and it's been like 6 since we.
He made like an athletic play on the side. I don't know if you saw this, but like Justin Jefferson got tackled on the sideline, and it was coming directly at JJ. JJ hops over Justin Jefferson, and then like basically stiff arms the defender that was wrapping him up to the sideline. So he looks healthy, he looks ready to go. I just really don't want to see a third string quarterback play, again, especially against the Lions. But obviously, we'll get into that in the next segment.
Yeah, I heard today that the Vikings may be interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. So a lot of trade deals.
Ooh.
Get those in while we talk about those teams. All right, heading to 1 p.m., we had the Bills versus the Panthers. I think all of us had this one. Bills kind of just coming back and being that team again. I mean, this one wasn't really close at any point. Andy Dalton had some tough sequences just watching Red Zone, but kind of expected that the Panthers at 4-3 would not win this game over the Bills coming off a bye week. I think the bigger question you ask is, are the Bills like back, or is this kind of just a layup game that you'd expect them to have? Cam, we can start with you.
So not necessarily boots on the ground, but obviously the game was in Charlotte. Telling you right now, I think the city was probably 80 to 85% Bills people out and about on the weekend. It was crazy. Everywhere you went, people in Bills gear. Very similar to how the Pats fans traveled to New Orleans and Tennessee. But seeing that and hearing them fucking talk, I really wanted the Panthers to, upset the Bills. But obviously we all had the Bills on the spread. That actually, I had them in money line parlay, which was nice. But going back to your original question, I think it's kind of just like an expected like layup for them. I don't necessarily think that they're back. I never really thought that they were done, honestly. I know they had a couple of weird losses, one of them being the Patriots, but that's not even a weird, that's a divisional matchup on prime time. But this Bills team's real. They always will be with Josh Allen. So I definitely wouldn't count them out, but I'm not ready to like declare them as AFC champions, obviously being second in the AFC East now. But yeah, that's my takeaway.
Yeah, what about the split backfield between Rico and Chuba, man? They're doing our guy Chuba wrong.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I feel like that's more of a Mikey. I kind of bandwagoned on Mikey's Chuba hype train last year, and I just kept rolling on it into this year. And now that Rico's kind of come on, seems like he's becoming the featured back. But I mean, after a loss like that, maybe they reevaluate. But I don't know if Mikey saw any of this game or had any thoughts on that.
No, I barely watched any of this game. It was over before it started, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like we all said it. The Bills just needed. It was coming off a bye week against a bad team. Like, this was just an easy spread bet. Yeah.
Also, yeah. So I knew a couple of people that went to the game actually, and they said it felt like a Bills home game. Like, that's how I feel like Charlotte's one of those places where people might want to visit. Why not? Like, especially cheaper tickets. Not a great team, but I think they said it was like 75 to 80% of the stadium was filled with Bills fans. So kind of, and especially in a layup spot like that. I mean, I feel like we all kind of saw that coming with a short spread at 7.
Yeah, good game from James Cook. He went
Yep.
off.
Yeah.
He helped that parlay I had of him, Saquon, and Derrick Henry. So cheers
Nice.
to that. Josh Allen, number 2 in the MVP, is holding serve right now. So we'll see.
Who's number 3?
Drake May.
Oh, okay. Just
We'll get
asking.
into that for sure. But a divisional matchup we had was between the Eagles and the Giants. Another one that I kind of just expected, with Giants winning that Thursday night, emotional game. Obviously, the Eagles are going to get theirs back here. And then obviously the big news is the Scatterbo injury. Looked awful, but they only showed it once, so I didn't get like the best look at it when they showed it, and then just didn't see it again because I don't have a lot of social media these days. But I mean, credit to the Giants, even with Dart, they they were kind of in this game to start, and then Saquon kind of went off, and then Saquon got hurt. But I don't know if you guys have any extra thoughts on this one, kind of just as we expected. But Giants might be looking at, like, I don't know if they're gonna have any more wins. Like, who's their offense right now? It's Wan'Dale Robinson,
Yeah. I don't have much.
Sorry, Tyrone fumble Tracy. He's like as bad as Ramondre.
Ramondre's stepped it up, but I mean, going back to your point, I mean, I feel like we also kind of similar to the previous game we just talked about that we saw this coming, especially after Eagles lost to the Giants earlier in the season. Definitely seemed like a get right spot, especially at home. Kind of just took care of business, got Saquon going. Hopefully they can continue to do that for the remainder of the year. At least I'm a big fan of betting on the Eagles. I have them in a lot of my money line parlays, which ended up hitting. I think I sent it into the group chat. Wasn't a part of the Focus Five, but had them back-to-back weeks and money line parlays ended up paying out. So hopefully they keep Saquon going and maybe get these wide receivers a little bit more consistent getting the ball. But I mean, this one I felt like was kind of the same thing that we just talked about. Bills Panthers, kind of a layup.
Did AJ play this game?
I think he sat actually.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah.
Big Jamar Dotson like mossed somebody in this game. I don't know if you
Really?
guys saw that play. Yeah.
I did not.
Michael, do you have any thoughts on this one? The other little or big brother of New York?
No, not really. The Scatabo injury, obviously bad. They said he broke some bone, tore another ligament, and dislocated it. So definitely was as bad as it looked, which is tough. Like Dub was saying, I don't know if they're gonna get much offense for the rest of the year. It's why you'll probably see some DOUF unders for a lot of Giants games coming up. But yeah, I was wrong on this one.
Don't give them any strategy, man.
I was wrong on this one. I thought the Giants would keep it close, keep it to 7 or less. It looked for a minute like they might be able to hold on, but it did not happen.
Yeah, I think the Scatterbo kind of injury kind of just took everything they had, all the momentum they had. All right, next game. It's finally a stream where the Jets have won the previous week. Big win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Just a crazy sequence to get it done too. Breece Hall throwing the ball to Mason Taylor. Mikey, I'll let you take the floor. Are we back on football or still fuck football and fuck the drivers?
No, we never left football.
Oh, okay. Is it fake Jordan retirement?
It's fake retirement, yeah. I don't know. Jets on the
Were
bye.
you invested in this game?
No, but I did. I mean, like, so the Jets and the Bengals always play like crazy, stupid games. I don't know if you remember Mike White's first start.
Oh yeah, when he threw for like 500 yards.
Yeah, like
yeah.
4 or 3 years ago was against the Bengals. They always just have crazy games against the Bengals. So I was kind of like looking forward, maybe this will happen. I thought it was going to be a somewhat high scoring game, and it obviously was. But yeah, I think this going into the bye week was super good for them morality wise. I don't know how many wins they have left in them. They don't have a too tough of a schedule, but yeah, I mean, this was the offense that you saw in week 1 against the Steelers where they put up 38 or whatever and lost that game. Running the ball, Justin Fields throwing short passes and throwing to guys who are open rather than just holding the ball and getting sacked. Gave up no sacks this game. Yeah. It's kind of what you want to see more often than not. Obviously, they had like 500 yards of offense, which is the second time they've done that this year. But you just kind of want a little bit more consistency out of the offense. But yeah, I'm not really invested still.
Big Breece day.
Yeah, two rushing, 1 throwing. Doesn't happen too often.
So I don't have too much of a takeaway, more of a question for Mikey. So do you think based off Fields' performance, he kind of put the rumors to bed for now, at least?
That he's getting benched?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he starts coming out of the bye. I don't know if they give him such a long rope, but
yeah,
Tyrod's hurt anyway, so it'd probably be Brady Cook who.
So that was another thing that I was going to ask too was, do you think that he's actually hurt or the coach kind of made that, like, not to piss off the owner, but also to keep the starting quarterback in place? Like, it kind of seemed like a random out of the blue injury that no one really talked about.
Well,
maybe a doctor like got a needle and injected him or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That happened on the Chargers.
Yeah.
That happened on the Chargers for Herbert to start.
Yeah.
Just
No, I
educating.
think that's a real injury because he's been injured all year. Like he's been on the injury report all year.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think he would have started if he wasn't hurt?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Not
Interesting.
like the owner, Dick Johnson, as Dub likes to call him.
What?
His whole spiel last week was like hopefully a wake up call, and hopefully Justin Fields takes that and it's like, you know what, buddy, fuck you.
Fuck
I'm
you.
gonna win football games now. If that happens,
That's
then
hype.
I'll love Woody Johnson forever.
Fair enough. I don't have any takeaways, Dub. I mean, didn't watch
This was
much of
actually this
this.
is the best game of this window by far.
Yeah. I mean, I just
It
don't
wasn't-
I don't trust either of these teams betting wise, moving forward. So
Yeah, I mean, I took the Jets in this game. You guys both took the Bengals, but I was like,
The Jets eat against the spread. Come on.
They
Lock
do.
it.
Well, it's like 6.5 for that
Locking.
Bengals team is a crazy number, especially because they have no defense and they have a 42-year-old man starting a quarterback.
Yeah. Honestly, Joe Flacco was good. It was kind of just neither defense could do shit.
Yeah, if you get like a decent Fields day too, it's like they can hang in the game. It's just whether he's able to throw for more than like 100 yards.
They
Literally,
kind of
that's-
remind me a little bit, like obviously a little bit different, but like Iowa, not so much Iowa football this year because they've been playing pretty well with Gronowski, but it's basically like we need to score 21 points and we might win this game, or maybe even 14. Like the defense can hold them. Obviously, this game's a little bit of an anomaly, but I feel like the remainder of the year, previously, it was, hey, we're going to get stops. It's how well can we play on offense and execute when we're in situations to score. But obviously, this hasn't happened until this week. So hopefully they can continue from Mike.
big matchup in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't know, 3 weeks. Pats, Jets,
Yeah.
November 13th on Prime Video. Is that a Thursday night game? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that at home?
That is in New England.
I'll be there.
Boots on the
William?
ground. Okay.
He's not even going to be there. Good one, Mikey. Okay, time to move on. We talked about the Jets for like 10 minutes. Let's
Hey,
talk about the other
We
favorite
talk
team.
about the Jets because we talk about the Pats for an hour. Come on.
But I was
Honestly-
trying to give Mikey his little stage. I'm sorry. I was trying to help him out.
No, it's what's
Also, let me just say that they played all the young boys on the defense, and some of them look good. So, yeah,
This is back to Jets.
back to
Okay.
Jets.
Young Bucks look good. Anything else on the Jets before we move on?
Offensive line, awesome. Going to be really good for the next long time with their
For the next long time.
Lock 'em in.
time. They got their tackles. They got their guards.
The Jets' offensive line will never be bad ever again.
Literally forever.
Lock it.
The next
We do
long
it.
time.
We do it for
Okay.
Nick Mangold.
True.
Respect.
RIP Nick Mangold. We didn't get
Yeah.
a chance to say RIP on the stream.
I should have worn his jersey. It's the one Jet jersey I have.
That's sick, actually. That's actually really hype.
W jersey. RIP Nick.
On
All right.
Halloween special night, you couldn't fucking pull that off? Jesus.
It's in Rhode Island. Come on.
My bad.
We're across state lines here. Honestly, this game for the Pats, like there weren't many takeaways. I mean, really, just Myles Garrett wreaking havoc. 5 sacks is crazy.
Yeah.
And then Pats just kind of did their thing they've done the past couple of weeks, beat up on inferior competition. I thought Judkins would play a little bit better, but he wasn't able to do much. Dylan Gabriel looked like a deer in headlights, to be honest. You know, I'm a Dylan Gabriel supporter, but it's tough when your number one target's like Harold Fannin, and Jerry Jeudy was on an island by Gonzo. So, I mean, just more positive stuff out of the Pats. It's really an all-time, like we're back right now.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, obviously we talked about it in last week's pod, but going to back-to-back games. I'm actually just booked a flight going to the game in Tampa in a couple weeks here too. So it's a great time to be a Patriots fan right now. I know I don't want to talk about it because we've been spoiled for the majority of our childhood, but this is the best I've felt about this team in like half a decade. I mean, but like you said, Dub, not many takeaways, kind of the same old story, start out slow. I mean, fucking halftime going in 9-7 when I feel like the one takeaway that's been consistent is not only the slow starts, but the inconsistency in the red zone for the Pats offense. Just not able to convert when they have great opportunities to score touchdowns. They're settling for 3, especially in the first half. Obviously, in this third quarter, they open it up. Finally, Diggs gets his first tutty. Booty, obviously, again, I think that's either 3 or 4 straight games with a touchdown. He's playing out of his mind. Obviously, we had the Marcus Jones re-signing yesterday with Duggar and Keon White getting traded. So looks like they're trying to free up some cap. I know it might not be for this year, but maybe later on. For the
They
future,
already
I
have
don't
the
know.
most cap in the league.
I know, but I'm just saying I mean, they basically dumped these guys for a pick swap on both trades. So I don't know if that means that I hope that means that they're buyers like going into next week for the trade deadline, but I don't know if they're going to get like that big name. I know everybody's flirting around with the Myles Garrett after his reaction after a career game that he had, but just a few other like contributable players I think could really make a change on this roster. Like for the trajectory of the rest of the season. But I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously a huge Pat supporter. I know Dub is too. I don't know if Mikey had any additional takeaways, but definitely it gets me excited. Like it's fun to talk about Patriots going into November. We haven't done that in 5 years. So
That's a lie, but they were like the number 1 team in 2020 or 2021.
that was 5 or yeah, a little less than 5. Yeah.
And then they were like decent when they had the whole Max Zappy thing. But, we're back. We're officially back now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have anything to say. I mean, there's like nitpick points you can point at for like Boston radio stuff, but I feel like we don't need to.
Yeah, we don't need to tap into that.
How do you feel about Andy Borgolis?
He's definitely stepped it up. I mean, I'm not like, hey,
he's one question.
I'm not like, hey, 61 yarder, go trot out the fucking rookie kicker. But I mean, after that Miami game, I feel like we absolutely tore him apart after he missed the He almost cost him the game, honestly, even though he hit the game-winning field goal. But definitely a little bit more confident. But I'm not putting all my chips in if a game comes down to him winning the game. I don't want that at all. But
being 6-2 is good, but how do you feel about your kicker?
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's locked in. Ever since he made the field goal in Buffalo, I'm like, fuck it, he's back.
How do you feel about Robert Spillane in coverage?
He's kind of the same thing. Like obviously a slow start, but massively stepped it up in the past few weeks, whether it be the pick, obviously that Dub mentioned, but also just tackling wise in open field. I feel he's done a much better job. I think they put him in better spots too. And I think Christian becoming more healthy is showing that this defense can actually cover. The first couple of weeks without him, I know we talked about it, where the defense looked atrocious, but having your best player arguably on the entire team, I know Drake May's evolved to an MVP candidate, but at the time, Christian was probably your best player, and having him out definitely takes away from the entire defensive game plan. But don't want to dive too much deeper into that. But
Mikey's going straight failure right now. What are you going to ask about next? The backup quarterback situation?
What about Christian Barmore's getting sat for the first quarter?
That's just Rabel.
I think I honestly kind of like it. It's good accountability, but it's also not over the top. Like when Bill fucking benched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl for the entire game.
We're done. We're moving on.
That was lit. What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about that. I think we've all realized Bill Belichick was a scammer.
Really?
Okay, Cam left. So, all right, let's move on to another AFC East team. 4 AFC East teams in a row to start off the recap segment, 4 after the Thursday night game. But the Miami Dolphins, who Michael has said this coach will not be coaching in the NFL or will not be coaching this team, have won themselves a second game. So even the Jets got their first. The Jets got their first win. The Titans have 1 win. Dolphins move out of the bottom tier, man. They got 2 wins right now. Kirk Cousins came back, and I mean, this game wasn't on a lot on Red Zone. Yeah, I guess he didn't play well because I mean they smoked him, and the Falcons just continue to be like a very up and down team. Were you able to catch a lot of this game or tune into any of it?
Nope.
Okay.
No, this is a game that even if this was the only game on, I don't think I would have watched it.
What if it was Sunday night? They were both 8-0.
They're not.
We were just I was just kind of saying Mikey's been trying to take Mike McDaniel's job away for weeks now, and then the Dolphins just keep popping up, and the Falcons are just really inconsistent. I don't know if you have any extra thoughts, Cam. We don't have to spend too much time in this game, but Drake
No.
London was a random inactive for my touchdown parlay that wouldn't have even hit, but that was annoying.
Who?
Drake London.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
So I didn't watch a second of this game. Was very surprised, obviously, by the final score, but I assume Kirk ended up starting. Correct?
yes, and he
Yes.
was terrible.
Yeah. It's definitely. I don't know if this makes me more. I mean, we'll obviously get into it next segment. I don't know if this makes me more concerned. Obviously, the Falcons are playing the Pats this week with the huge loss to Miami with the backup quarterback. I don't even know about Penix. I haven't heard anything about him being active or inactive for this upcoming week, but no real takeaways. Dub kind of mentioned Falcons extremely inconsistent. Dolphins kind of get the win that they needed to keep Mike McDaniel's job, and then also to kind of maintaining his starting role there. So I don't know how long that buys him, but not much more takeaways other than that.
I think it buys Mike McDaniel at least 2 weeks, and I think it buys Tua at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Both of them are done after the year.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tua is not. Tua is not.
In Miami.
Tua is not. If they hire an offensive coach, they're going to give Tua another
That is
shot.
Mike McDaniel. He is.
No, I know, but like a younger, like Mike McDaniel's like a crackhead. If they get who's a good offensive coordinator?
Yeah, but you don't think if they get like a
Alex
young
Van
up and
Pelt. What?
Yeah, if they get Alex Van
Interesting.
Pelt, it's gonna.
But
I'm
you-
sure
but you
Alex
don't
Van
think-
Pelt's circled on the top of every vacancy right now. I'm sure.
But you don't
He's
think
probably
if
already
they
signed the Titans a future deal.
you don't think that if they signed a young offensive minded head coach that obviously with the draft pick that they're projected to have that he's going to try and pick his own quarterback?
No, they'll draft somebody. They'll get a dart type. Like they'll probably put Tua in, and then once he sucks again, then they'll take him out. But Tua will be starting next year, guarantee it.
All right, we'll see.
Lock it in.
I'd lock it. I mean, I just
Future. Tua starting week one this year.
unless Tua starts sucking like actively now, and then they put in Quinn Ewers and he shows something. I don't know. I think Tua will be starting next year with a new head coach. Next game. This was a whirlwind for the bettors out there. We saw the 6.5 line on a week ago and assumed that Lamar Jackson would be back. Got the news mid-Saturday afternoon, which was very it's usually like a Friday afternoon dump that we get the inactives, or like right before the game. Usually before we know about quarterbacks before, but Lamar Jackson did not play. It was Tyler Huntley, and the Ravens were still. You can probably test this better than me, Cam, because I don't think I ended up actually placing a bet on this game, but I think they were like -1.5 by the time the game started.
Yeah, I think it was either 2 or 1.5. I didn't place a bet on this game either, just because it was kind of sketch.
Yeah,
I texted in our group chat, super pumped whenever they announced that they had Lamar sitting. Obviously, I took the Bengals in this game, but the Bears in this game plus the points. But obviously, the spread drops. Ravens find a way to get back, at least stay in the conversation, especially within that division. Not many takeaways. I can't really say anything on this team until they get Lamar back. I think he's supposed to start this week or
he's
tomorrow.
playing, I think.
Yeah, so the rumor was that he's starting this week. I feel like it's a perfect get right spot for him. Kind of ease him back in after Miami with the win. I feel like they're gonna absolutely have a letdown, and they're gonna showcase the offense that they had last year. But until I get proven that, it's gonna be kind of like on the edge betting on this Ravens team.
I think the Ravens are fully back, and they're going to be like the Bengals of last year. And I think they have a better chance to actually pull it off because they actually have a defense and talent on defense.
Are they getting healthier on defense? I know they were super banged up on D too. I know.
Their
I think
defense is
Roquan
horrible.
came back.
They're gonna lock in.
Yeah. Well, I just knew they had I think it was at least 6 or 7 starters on the defensive side of the ball that were hurt for the majority of the game of the season.
Look at this schedule. Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers,
Loss.
Steelers.
A lot of L's on that list.
To who? They're going to split with the Browns? I think I don't know. Yeah, Jets will beat them in Baltimore.
They're running the table, remember?
The Ravens are due for those shitty games where they lose, but they've already had 3 of those where
They did have a very tough part of the schedule too.
They could have easily won the game against Buffalo. They could have they were close against Detroit. They got shit on by the Chiefs, but Lamar was out. They got shit on by the Texans. Lamar was out. gosh, and the Rams, Lamar's out. This team's making a run. I think this is a good. I think they were like minus 105 to make the playoffs when they were like 2-1
that's
and
crazy.
6.
They're
So
pretty, I think they're like minus 150 to win the division, even though I think they're like third right now.
They're 3
Really?
games back or something, I think, right?
Yeah, but they're still the favorites to win the division. It's crazy.
I'll look into that. Anything from a Bears perspective on this one? Kind of just a letdown spot for them, but
Unreliable,
they were riding
inconsistent.
hot. Yeah.
No, nothing crazy. I mean, we've talked about it. When your quarterback paints his nails, I'm not betting on
Okay.
it. So
I don't think we have talked about that.
I feel like I've
I don't
mentioned
know.
it
If,
several
I don't know
times.
if that's ever been mentioned on this pod.
Oh, maybe it's just with my
Jaden.
Bears friend that is in Charlotte. But if you paint your nails and you're my starting quarterback, I'd probably cut you. But
Most awkward silence of the Dubcast. No, I think Caleb's good. I just think it's hard when you have like Drake May, who's an MVP candidate, and he's like, if Drake May wasn't in the picture right now, you look at the draft class. Like, I guess Bo Nix is playing well, but like Jaden's kind of fallen out of the picture.
Jaden's been banged up too, though.
Yeah,
And
but
you
like
also
he's
can't
kind of
discredit
like
what he
just
had
becoming
last year.
irrelevant. So think of the hype for Jaden Daniels last year, and think of the hype for Jaden Daniels this year. It's like no one cares about Jaden Daniels anymore. They found a new shiny toy, and his name.
I think it's also just because he's been banged up. I mean, he's missed at least 3 weeks. And they also, like we talked, I mean, the schedule is a huge part of it. Like, I don't think the Pats are sitting at 6-2 if they have the same success as they did last year, like the Skins. I mean, main reason why the Skins have fallen off, I feel like, is because they obviously are relying on veteran presence and then Jaden to have a huge second year, but they're playing the first team in the division in all the other non-conference or non-divisional games. Like,
Who?
that's the Skins.
They're playing the second team because they got second.
All right. Well, second still. I mean, the Pats are playing the worst team. Like, you look at the Pats get like.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely it's much different.
This isn't a Commander segment.
Skins, but yeah.
The Ravens have the 10th highest odds to win the Super Bowl right now.
I don't mind that.
Plus 2,000. They have higher odds than the Patriots.
I throw 10 bucks on that.
Moving along, we spent a lot of time in the summary section. Texans, 49ers. This was a big one for the DOUF boys because they both were riding on the 49ers to cover this game.
Good job, DOUF boys.
But Mac let the boys down. I mean, it was kind of inevitable. Texans, are we back, Cam, to win the division?
I don't know. Definitely a bounce back spot. I feel like this is more the prove it week to me. Obviously, we'll get into more detail on that. I didn't catch much of this game, but obviously kind of a letdown spot from Mac. Houston looked like a little bit bounce back on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like defensively they've been relatively consistent. It's just the offense hasn't really carried their own weight. But like I said, I need Houston to prove it to me several times in a row after the slow start that they've had. So we'll see coming into week 9.
Stroud, he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
And he was also without Nico Collins. They're throwing to the, I think it's Iowa State, Jalen Noel and Xavier Hutchinson, I think his name is.
I think the 49ers are pretty banged up too. I don't think they had.
I mean, they're banged up every week. But Kittle was back. National Tight Ends Day. We didn't mention that yet.
True.
Jake Tongs.
Yeah, Mason Taylor.
A lot of Tucker Kraft. We'll get to that game. Just a point on earlier. So the Ravens are minus 130 to win the AFC North right now.
That's insane.
Yeah. Steelers, with the division leaders, plus 160. Anything else? Michael, do you have any thoughts on this game here, Texans, 49ers?
Sorry, no.
The Knicks?
I still don't trust the Texans. Their offensive line's horrible. Defense is really good, and this is like the first game I feel like that Stroud has looked good in like 2 years.
Okay.
We'll have to see how that resonates with the next pick. 4 o'clock slate. Gonna need a care on this one because I didn't watch a single second of this. Unfortunately, this is where I came up short for the DOUF boys. I had the Saints plus 4.5. Looks like the Spencer. Both of you guys just shake your head. Looks like the Spencer Rattler is over. We saw, or I didn't see, but I heard Tyler Shuck got in the game and didn't look great. Bucks injured. Whatever you want to say, Baker's going to will this team to a win. So, I mean, I don't know if Cam, if you watched the slate at all, or Mikey, whoever, but any takeaways on this one?
I watched a little bit of it. Even if you didn't, I don't know. I feel like last week I kind of expressed my confusion on why you picked them, the Saints as your dog. But this seems like a lock. This Saints team's the same level as the Titans. In Survivor, I'm basically picking whoever the Saints or the Tennessee Titans are playing. Bucks have looked relatively. They're a borderline NFC Championship contender while they're banged up, like without the best receiver on their team, and they still find a way to win by 20 points in a divisional game on the road. I am still big on the Bucks. I obviously am going to that game against the Pats, going to root for the Pats, but this Bucks team's fun to root for. We've talked about it ad nauseum, I feel like, throughout the beginning part of the season on the pod, but Baker is finding his way to win with a injured roster, and then Mbuka obviously stepping up to becoming probably the rookie of the year favorite. I assume he is. I don't know the odds on that right now, but
Don't worry, I got it.
they're a good team. I mean, even like I feel like it all consistently revolves around Baker, like keeping that mindset of, hey, no matter what happens, like we can still win this game. And obviously they put the Saints to bed in divisional matchup. So other than that, main takeaway, big pro on the Bucks, big anti Saints, kind of the same camp as the Tennessee Titans, where I will not be picking them probably for the remainder of the season.
I feel like that's a little bit harsh.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Now,
Jackson.
new quarterback bump.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. Jackson Dart is the favorite for rookie of the year, plus 105. Emeka plus 140.
Really? Just the
Tyler Warren,
quarterback
plus
boost.
475. Tyler Shock is already top 7. Or
That
top
is so
9
stupid.
At plus
That's
7,500.
so dumb.
Above Bill, Travion, Woody Marks.
What
Omari
about
Hampton.
Gadsden?
He is number 8 at plus 5,000.
Syracuse man.
Q's. Any thoughts on this game, Michael? Did you watch this slate?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I didn't. I think if we look back at the reactions of me and Cam when you selected
Yeah.
for this one.
No, but I listened to it actually a couple of times, and you said after I gave my explanation that you were down with the pick. You thought it was a good pick.
I don't know about that.
You can watch back to see if that was teammate camaraderie move or what, but you were like, I don't mind the pick anymore.
I had the under in this game. Sorry. Which
Nice.
was,
Someone had the over. I think Tendy or Mike.
Yeah.
Or Mark did.
and I loved that pick. That was like my favorite. That was my favorite under. That's obviously why I picked it. But we got a defensive score from the Bucks, and we kind of knew that the luck had run out for what's his face? Yeah, the Rattling Bug. And
Rattling Bug.
yeah.
All right.
That's all.
Cam leaves as we need him to be the 4 o'clock correspondent. I'm sure he'd have a lot of colorful insight on this game. The Colts beat the Titans. The Indianapolis Colts are, 7-1?
Yeah. Top of the AFC.
Top of the AFC, number 1 seed right now. Can't wait to keep fading them, and they'll lose first round of the playoffs. But what are your takeaways from this game, Cam?
Yeah, keep fading the Colts and then keep hyping up the Titans. Recipe for success.
Nobody's hyping up the Titans. You act like
I feel like you've taken them against the spread in the past 3 weeks, even though I know your double-digit fucking rule where it's arguably the biggest spread on the board. Got to take them, but this Titans team is fucking terrible. Like, they don't belong in the NFL. Like, they're so bad. This
Who
Colts
wins
team,
right now? Indiana or the Titans?
What?
Indiana, the college team.
Oh, I think Indiana wins.
So
Give
Ohio
me
State?
give me Mendoza every single day of the week. I kind of to your point though, I am not fully bought in on this Colts team. I know I talked about it last week. They're off. I mean, even again, their offense has obviously been taking advantage, very similar to the Patriots, on weaker defenses, and just the level of competition hasn't been there yet where you can really want to bet on them later on in the season going into the playoffs. But I mean, for now, when they have these game-to-game matchups against weaker competition, they're taking advantage of it. And the schedule is a schedule. You don't make it. Like, it's predetermined. So from here on out, I kind of like the Colts in the majority of their matchups, especially against, like we talked about, the people that they're playing. Tennessee is just the ultimate don't fucking pick them. I mean, I don't understand why you continue to do so, but if you want to lose money, go with Dub and pick the Titans. But
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts have scored 30 or more points in all but 2 games, and they scored 29 against the Broncos and
Yeah.
20 against the Rams.
Yeah, this is like who like everyone's gonna say, oh, they beat the Broncos. First of all, the Broncos are a fake contender, and that win was fugazi as fuck. We all witnessed that live. Like, we need to keep saying that every week so people don't forget that.
yeah,
The only
I
legitimate
I
win-
don't disagree with
No,
you,
I
but
know.
at the same,
I'm just saying.
but-
I'm saying for the
But their
people.
offense is still elite. Like, even if you're playing bad teams, you still have to like make it happen. You
Right.
still have to play every week, and like it's not they
I
haven't
think
had
the
a,
five-
they
the
haven't
five teams
every
they
bad every team has a dud against a bad team, and they haven't had a dud against a bad team.
I think
Agreed.
the five teams that they beat besides the Broncos are the worst 5 teams in the NFL.
Thank you for not putting the Jets in there.
Actually, forgot the Jets. The 5 of the 6 worst teams, maybe 7, depending on your take on the Browns. I don't know. I'm not bought in, and I won't be bought in for the rest of the season.
So
Titans-
are you
Ti-
not banning the Titans yet?
No, I was thinking about this actually. I was actually at the gym while these games were going on. I was like, I don't think I can ban them just for like the sake of the pod, but they're on they're in exile right now. They're in very deep exile. Like we won't be talking much for the rest of the
They're
season.
excommunicado.
Yeah, they're like John Wick movie excommunicado. Maybe you have to like apply to get back in type thing. You know, I feel like ban is just so one way.
I don't think it is. When you're this bad, I honestly I think ban's not even a good enough term. Like just fucking like decapitate them at this point. Like
I was gonna look to see it. I'm trying to. All right, I'll pull that up later. Next game, Broncos Cowboys. Didn't watch it. I watched it again. Disappointing. I thought this would be an underdog. 4 o'clock slate, but not one of them can even cover the spread. Just seemed like the Broncos jumped out. Like didn't even jump out that early. Like it was kind of close. Big Troy Franklin game, and then the Broncos kind of just took the second half all to themselves. Any takeaways on this one, Cam?
not really. I mean, I always thought the Cowboys were relatively fraudulent, even though I picked them as a dog. Kind of your same mentality. I thought their offense could keep it relatively close with this Broncos team, which I also think is fraudulent. Very similar in that same tier as the Colts, where they're playing well, they're beating teams they should beat, but also like ultimately when you get down into like December and January football, what are you going to do? They proved that they can beat the Cowboys on the road. They were at home, but I don't really have much more distinct feelings on either team. I feel like they're both kind of a toss-up week-to-week basis. You never really know what you can get for them. But yeah.
Michael, you always have some sort of Cowboys headline. Anything you wanted to add here?
I'm the resident Cowboys truther.
Well, yeah, you like talk to the people of Reddit and also the people of the city and stuff.
He has the book.
Of every team. Not the book, but like
I've got my people in Dallas.
yeah, what are your people in Dallas thinking right now? Are they like 3-4 or something, or 3-3?
Yeah, they're 3-4.
Okay.
I don't know. I had the Cowboys in this one. I thought they'd be able to keep up points wise. Dak didn't have a great game. I mean, when you're this is like arguably going into the year we thought this was the best defense in the league. For Denver.
Broncos. Yeah.
They didn't have a great start to the year, but they're definitely turning in some good performances as of late.
I think Surtain got hurt in this game, didn't he? Though
could have.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
he might be
Surtain.
going on IR. I'm reading.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's out for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Mikey, the defense has definitely stepped it up recently.
Yeah, and that's like what their identity is. They scored 0 points through 3 quarters against the Giants, and now have scored 70 something in the next 5 quarters of football, which is insane. So maybe they can carry on for the next couple weeks while Surtain's out offensively, because the defense will definitely take a hit. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the Cowboys would be able to keep up scoring. I think this game still went over though. Definitely did.
Yeah, 68. Yeah.
always goes over the Cowboys.
Yeah, it does. I wonder who's picking the Cowboys. Not me.
My take here was Pats look pretty good, 6-2. Colts look pretty good, 7-1. Everyone's talking about them. Denver's 6-2. Are they a real competitor in this conference?
I think they're all in the same boat.
Still
You had
have
to wait.
prove it.
Yeah, you had to wait till Kansas City got at full health, and obviously they've been kind of the hype of the past 2 weeks now that you've seen Rashee Rice and the offense, and definitely look a lot different than they did in the beginning of the part of the year. And then you also have Lamar coming back, and then Josh Allen in Buffalo is always going to hang in there and be competitive. I think the next couple of months is where you start to see the real, true contenders start to separate themselves. Not that I'm counting out obviously the Patriots, but also the Colts and the Broncos. But like they have weaker schedules. It's going to be a much easier path to them. It's for them. It's more what they do later on in the year. They take care of business. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't really ask them to do much more. But they're definitely two different tiers, I feel like, in the AFC.
All right. Sunday night, arguably the best window of the week, at least. Pretty good game back and forth here between the Packers and the Steelers. Steelers got an early lead. Jordan Love, a lot of people are higher on his stock after this performance. Mentioned it before, Tucker Kraft, big day on National Tight Ends Day. Cam, your parlay, Josh Jacobs hit with the Packers money line, and the Packers end up winning this one pretty handily by like mid fourth quarter. So, as a Packers Super Bowl bettor, should I feel comfortable? Should I feel worried? How should I feel?
I think you're in a good spot. I wouldn't be nervous, but I also wouldn't be extremely confident either. I mean, at this point, we're not even halfway through the season yet. Definitely a lot of football to be played, a lot of variables to be assessed. But I mean, with Green Bay, the addition of Micah, their defense looks much improved. And then also Jordan Love's playing, I don't want to say inconsistently, but when he's at his best, they're one of the best teams in the NFL, which I feel like in that second half, he played his ass off and they kind of rolled in the second half. I don't know how much you guys caught of the entire weekend, but another maybe separate topic. I don't know if we want to discuss it on the pod, but the refereeing has just been insane. This game, especially, there was several, they almost treat it like as a home plate umpire in baseball, where it's like you get like a 50-50 call on a ball and strike, and then you give it on the next pitch or the next close pitch. But they were almost doing that in the NFL in this game, and it was fucking insane. Like some of the call, like there was one clear offsides that Aaron Rodgers thought that he had a free play on, threw it incomplete, led to a fourth down punt, and then ultimately, like, they didn't score after that. Like, huge game changer. I don't know. Obviously, you can't let that get to you, but I mean, there were definitely significant moments in this game determined by the referees, and it happened in several other games as well. I don't know specific examples off the top of my head, but definitely something I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on or even saw, but there were several moments in this game where the refereeing was just atrocious. But
I'm not a big hate the refs guy. I know Mikey's in that camp, so Mikey, take us away.
I wouldn't consider myself a big hate the refs guy. I would say that when you have like the calling in from New York on stupid shit and it takes 5 seconds to get a call like flipped if it's an obvious thing, and then you have other times when it's a 15-minute long replay review where they still get it wrong. Like there has to be some consistency
Yeah.
there. Give like all the fans a yes or no clicker and have them select which one they want.
That'll go well.
no, I don't think that's the route that you should go. But this
yeah.
isn't Dancing with the Stars, buddy.
It might be. But yeah, I mean, this Packers team, I feel like getting Christian Watson back's huge. They've
Yep.
they have like a bunch of good receivers, but having definitely not a number one, but like a could be number one guy if he plays a full season and develops a little bit, is a big game changer. Tucker Kraft looked like a dog today, has been like showing flashes of that all year. I remember a game early in the season, I think it might have been week 1, where he just looked like prime Gronk, just like stiff arming everyone. Yeah, this is if their offense can be consistent and keep up this level, I think they're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs with the defense they have.
Quick
How dare
question,
you mention
Dub.
Grunt's name?
So I know Mikey just brought up the wide receiver point. I meant to mention this, but I didn't. How has Golden looked this year? I feel like we haven't heard his name basically at all. I don't know if he's hurt or what, but I haven't
He
seen
had
him
3
involved
catches for
really.
4 yards
He
today.
doesn't. He was the reason why. Well, I explained the story already, but for the new viewers, I was baked on draft night. The Packers picked Matthew Golden. I was like, they're winning the Super Bowl this year. But I don't think he needs to do much. Like, he hasn't looked great. He hasn't had any standout games, really. I don't even know if he has a touchdown this year. But I think they have like a perfect mix of guys where even with Jaden Reed out, you have Watson, you have Dontavian Wicks, like even Malik Heath had like 2 catches this game. And the young kid that they have, I forget his name. It's like, Savion Williams, the other rookie they drafted, had a touchdown, I think. So I think it's more of just like a group mentality there, and it's not really like I think people have been trying to ask for years, like 2 or 3 years, who's Jordan Love's guy? Like, is it Wicks? Is it Dobbs? Is it
Watson?
Watson? Is it Reed? It can be any of them. And like, yeah, they took a first round pick on Golden, which was surprising and haven't really used him that much. I think like next year or the year after, Golden will pop off because all those guys will have to get contracts and they won't keep all of them. But to answer your question, he hasn't done much. I have him in fantasy and I have to start him on occasion, and he doesn't really provide much, but he's kind of that like wait and see kind of thing.
That wasn't necessarily a shot. That was a genuine question.
No, I know. I'm
it's
not
also
like defending him.
I mean, those are kind of. We've seen it here in New England for better part of 20 years, where your offense is better when you have all those guys that you can look to as opposed to focusing on one main guy. And you can kind of see it very similar to Drake, where he's not really focusing on Diggs or anybody else specifically in that offense, just spreading the ball around to whoever's open as opposed to, like obviously the Eagles have a decent record, but you hear this bitching and moaning about not getting enough targets. Like, I don't think that's a great recipe for success in the locker room, but that's why I was just asking about Golden, because I genuinely didn't know how he was doing this year.
Yeah, he's had 3 games with over 50 yards. I mean, he had one
Yeah.
game, he had 86 yards one game. I just think he's just part of the mix there. And like even Jacobs didn't look great on Sunday night. He did have the touchdown. Like Emmanuel Wilson had a good game. It's like the Packers. That's why I kind of like their offense, because like even if one guy's not playing well, someone else is right there to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
All right, last game on week 8 was the Chiefs and Commanders Monday night. Tough watch. Some of us out there had the over to get to 500 on the DOUF and failed. No, but this was completely BS. On the first 3 drives, we have Debo, who's just like
That was hilarious.
all-pro wide receiver, just completely drops the ball. And there was another pick that was kind of BS. I was watching actually
4 straight turnovers or turnover on downs.
Yeah, it was like fumble, pick, turnover on downs. I was actually watching the Manning cast, and they were just like so mad at everything.
It was 5 straight. It was pick, downs, pick, downs. To start the game.
Manning cast is low key. Like the Manning cast wasn't a bad watch. I will say that. But no, I mean the over was dead in arrival, and also the Commanders were dead in arrival once the Commanders had a lot of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like momentum on that first drive. Like they were moving the ball with Mariota, and then after the picks, it kind of just deflated things. And we're waiting on that Bill touchdown, but they don't want to give it to us.
I was going to say, so based off the pod going into Monday Night Football, I was like, I don't have anything on this game. Why not? I'm going to go with Dub's bet. I'm going to go with Bill is get in the paint. Fucking throw a decent amount on it. Doesn't see the paint not even like relatively close. So I'm like, all right, thanks, Dub. Like, I love the odds.
This was just like a classic bullshit Chiefs are back game where like nothing.
Yeah.
It's Mariota backup quarterback. Like, of course, they're going to win 28-7 and just make it super boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this Chiefs team, like some people are saying it, they might be a little scarier than even last year. Like they were.
Their offense is much improved. Their offense is kind of the wagon of this team, which is
I think might be the missing piece.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more concerning seeing this product as opposed to last year's product, where like it got to a point in that Super Bowl where you just expected the Chiefs to try and outduel the Eagles, but obviously they just couldn't. Like there was no real hope for them, I feel like, at all in that second half of the Super Bowl. And now you look at them this year and it feels like they're firing on all cylinders at the past 2 weeks when they're at full strength. So going to be an interesting watch for them the rest of the season.
Michael?
I watched the first half of this game. I feel like like Dub said, the first drive for the Commanders, like that pick was just killer, moving the ball, and then that's just like immediate deflation, and then there's not really recovering from that. You need to get out to a lead if you're the underdogs by that much against a team like the Chiefs. And yeah, I mean, it was just kind of expected. I think, did we all have the Chiefs, or did you take Kami's Dub?
I took commies, but you were watching the Knicks. You were checked out.
True.
Okay, so there's week 8. A lot of time in the recap, more than usual, but some insightful analysis. First game starting in 24 hours and 20 minutes. I always forget what time they actually start, like specific time they start it. But we have the Ravens. Lamar Jackson should be back, heading to Miami, plus 7.5 for the Ravens. Cam, as our spread leader, take us away on Ravens Dolphins. What do you got for this Thursday night game?
I have debated this back and forth because of obviously the Lamar part is the biggest, I think, not concern, but variable in this situation. Like, obviously, you want him to try and get back to full health as soon as possible. But at the same time, this is, I think, the best situation to put him back in for a first game coming off of significant injury loss of several weeks. Going into Miami, obviously, difficult place to play, but that's more divisional feel, I feel like. So I like Baltimore minus 7.5. I think it's a perfect get right spot for Lamar, kind of ease him back into the flow of the season. Might come up later on when it comes to the Focus 5, but I like Baltimore here minus the points.
Yeah, I don't. I gotta go opposite. I don't know. I feel like the Dolphins on third, like it's prime time boost. It's in Miami. If it was 6.5, I'd probably take the Ravens, but just the 7.5 hook, I gotta go with the Dolphins. I think the Ravens will win this game, but I think it's kind of going to be similar. I don't know what the spread was in that Bills Dolphins game.
I think it was double digits, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been more points, but I feel like in Miami things can get weird. And also, I tend to believe the Ravens defense will lock in, but like Mikey said, they haven't been great this year. So I could see like Jalen Waddle's looked pretty good in the past couple weeks. A-Chain, like the Dolphins do still have some weapons. So maybe like a close, low-scoring first half, and then Ravens kind of do their thing, but Dolphins get a late touchdown to cover here. I just think 7.5 is too much for me, so I'm taking the Dolphins. Michael.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Dolphins. I see this as a high-scoring game. Minimal defense being played, and the Dolphins, they do keep a lot of games close. Like Chargers, they lost by 3 to the Panthers, which is a tough one for them, but they do play close games. And like Lamar coming off 5 weeks out, like I don't think he's going to be like 100% Lamar first game back. Like obviously, I think they'll have a better offense than with Snoop Huntley, but I think it'll take a little bit. And once they get into the flow of the game, the Ravens could pull away, but I think the Dolphins keep it close for a lot of it.
Dolphins 4-4 at the spread this season, so not bad, not great, but a little bit better than you'd probably expect. Heading to 1 p.m., we have the return of one J.J. McCarthy. Some said he was soft benched, which is looking more and more accurate by the day as he had a 2 to 4 week injury, didn't come back for 6 weeks, but that's neither here nor there. They go to Detroit off a bye week. Detroit minus 8.5. I'll start this one out. I'm once again going with underdogs. I'm taking the Vikings plus 8.5. Too many points. New quarterback, kind of boost, half boost. We already saw JJ, and it didn't look great. But that first game, there's still not a lot of film on him. And then I don't like the Lions coming off a bye week. I think it's kind of like an easy spot for the public to bet on the Lions. So I'm going fade the public mode, take the Vikings. I'm kind of leaning towards this being a chaos week again, just because I'm waiting for the chaos week to happen. But I kind of hedge my bets later on. You'll see. But I think the Vikings can cover 8.5. Just too many points for me. Divisional matchup. Brian Flores defense. I got the Vikings plus 8.5. Michael?
I am taking the Lions. I think the Vikings, watching that game, they did not look good on either side of the ball. Carson Wentz obviously going down. JJ with 5 quarters, I think, of football played this year or something like that.
I think more, right? Because he
I
played a
think
lot
it's
of that.
6. I think it's 6.
He played a lot of that second week
quarters.
against the Falcons, I thought.
Either way, coming back off that long injury, apparently he's still having his daily 1 hour long meeting with coachy coach over there. So we'll see how
That's
he looks.
beneficial.
What
That's beneficial.
is it? Did it
Kevin
show in
O'Connell.
week 1 and 2? Anyways,
In week 1, they won. They looked great against the Bears. People were ready to give him like the top quarterback in the class. My dad was about to quit on Drake May and be like, we should have drafted JJ McCarthy. Let's not forget that this happened, people.
I remember you saying
that's not
that.
erase history.
Yes. Anyways, Lions are too good of a football team all around. I don't think it'll be very close. Vikings, I don't know if they're going towards like the tank of it all, but I think they could be a little bit of sellers at the deadline. And the Lions are just a sort of a juggernaut.
I'm gonna side with Dub on this one. He brought up a lot of great points that I was gonna reiterate, but also he didn't mention divisional matchup.
I did say that, but yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't know if I.
Liar.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you said it, but
all right. We need an editor on this show to run back the tape.
Fucking get Allie, producer Allie. Jesus Christ.
I have a good memory.
No, but I don't really necessarily count the new quarterback boost. I think it's just more of the better quarterback boost where you've seen Carson Wentz fucking do whatever he does, basically live or die by each play. Now you have a little bit more consistent quarterback play, hopefully, with JJ starting. 8.5 divisional matchup, 1:00 slate. Could be kind of a sleepy game. I think the over-under is a little high. I don't think I'm touching it in the DOUF. Some people might, but I just like the points here. Del mentioned Brian Flores. That defense is legit. I think the offense can handle the time of possession and understand the matchup that they're going against, where obviously Detroit's a high-powered offense. You want to keep the ball out of their hands. So I'm going with the Vikings plus the points here.
All right. No group rides yet. That's good. Next game, Michael, your turn to kick us off. We have the Chargers.
Please don't say it.
An extra rest, 10 days rest, heading to Tennessee, a team that has been tough to beat all season.
They have.
Yeah, very difficult. Yeah.
8.5 points for Cam Ward and the Mike McCoy-led Tennessee Titans. What do you think here?
I really don't want to pick the Titans.
Don't. Just don't.
I feel a butt coming.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
I have both of them circled on my paper.
What does that mean?
All right, fine. I'll take the Chargers.
Thank you. All right.
Don't fall to pressure.
It was like 51-49, leaning that way. I don't know.
Why? I don't understand why. What gives you 49% chance on the Titans covering?
Because the Chargers have been so consistently inconsistent, and they've lost some shit games.
The Titans have been consistently fucking terrible. So I don't understand.
Except for when they keep games close. Don't forget.
Never forget that Cardinals game.
Yeah, that one fucking game.
They might have covered against the Rams too. I don't know. Actually, they probably didn't. But.
No, they did not. They've covered one game, and that was the game that they won.
All right, fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right, fine. Chargers, taking them.
Yeah, you know my answer. I don't
very
really speak on it.
Pick out of Michael. Cam, go ahead with your usual.
Not much more to say. This team, like I said in the previous segment, doesn't belong in the NFL. Give me the Chargers minus the points. I would have taken a minus 16.5. Thank you for the 8.5.
Okay.
I thought it was 9.5, honestly, but the 8.5 is even more.
It came down today.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, definitely give me the Chargers plus the point or minus the points. I think they build on it, especially against the weakest competition you could actually ask for in this league. So, yeah, Chargers minus 8.5. Please and thank you.
I like to use an actual reasonable teaser bet, 16.5, instead of just saying like 17.5 or 18.5, something random. So good job on that.
Thank you.
For that reason, I'll take the Chargers.
All right, team ride.
Come on.
I had the Chargers.
It
was I mean, the Titans have not covered anything in the past 2 years. It's like, what am
No
I
shit. No one listen. I don't understand why no one listens.
If
This
we
team
listen
is
to you, we're just
fucking
going to
atrocious.
spite you for entertainment value. But no, I mean, actually talking it through, it wanted to make me take the Titans just because it's like this is such an easy spot for them to cover. but they don't cover. That's the problem, though. They don't cover.
No
against
shit.
anybody. That's the problem.
This is
I'm
such
gonna get
an
a noise
easy spot.
If this was the Jets, I would take the if this was any other team other than the Titans.
But it's not. But it's
I
not.
know
That's
it's
the
not.
thing.
It's not. Like I would take the Jets plus 8.5. I'd take the Bengals. Like any bad team, the Browns plus 8.5. Any bad team. It's just the Titans don't cover spreads, man. I can't willfully keep doing this. It's only worked once this season. I have gone against them other times. Cam, like you're gonna love this take. Comeback player of the year next year, Cam Ward. Book it. Sign it.
What is he coming back from?
Being bad. Daniel Jones
I don't even want to acknowledge that take. That take's just so stupid.
Daniel Jones is number 3 right now in comeback player of the year.
I don't give a shit. Like I'm telling you, this Tennessee Titans team will probably never be relevant for the next decade.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. The Titans are the Titans. Don't fucking take them in any bet that you would ever place with actual money. There's no reason to. There's no evidence on why you should do that.
I've stopped doing that. No more money on the Titans.
Okay.
Even though apparently the game they won against the Cardinals, I was like blackout drunk and B-dubs for like half a second, and I was screaming like Titans money line, Titans money line. Nobody listened. Anyways, I'm going with the Chargers. Safer pick. Although I do.
No shit.
This is a scary one because I could see the Titans covering this randomly.
Me too. I just want it to be known that
I just want that to put that out there. Like this isn't a lock. This is be careful.
This is a hasty.
Take out a loan. Take out a loan and put all your money on the Chargers spread, please.
To my people, be careful. Protect yourself. Protect your money. Protect your well-being. Next game. Curious to hear
only
thoughts
bet
on
with
this
funds that you have to lose.
Okay, we're not a DK ad. Cam, the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts are heading to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh +3. We have. I'll give a friend of the show pick on this one after we all give our picks. But go ahead, Colts at Steelers +3. What do you think here?
So we kind of talked about like the 2 tiers in the AFC. At least I have in the earlier segment where you have obviously Kansas City, Buffalo, and potentially the Ravens whenever Lamar gets back, hoping they can make a run like Dub said, like the Bengals did last year, and eventually pull it off. Then you have that second tier of the fraudulent teams, which I think only consists of Indianapolis, Denver, and the Patriots.
Maybe
not necessarily
fraud teams. We don't know yet.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was going to rephrase. Maybe fraud teams. You don't really know what they are. Pittsburgh's on the tier below, where I definitely think that there's no shot that they have any chance of making a run deep into the late postseason. So I think this line's short. Mikey talked about their offense being extremely explosive, scoring 30 points in the majority of their games. I'm going with the Colts here, -3. I feel like the line's short. So I'm going to hammer the Colts. They're part of a few of my money line parlays, but I know it's in Pittsburgh, but I think this Colts team gives the Steelers team a wake-up call.
What wake-up call is there to have? They just lost.
That they're not the divisional winner.
What a wake-up call.
I mean, they've been dominating the division for the beginning part of the year. Like the only reason why the Ravens haven't really a shot is because the Steelers blew it on Sunday night. They had a 4-game lead if they win that game. Now they're down to 3.
Yeah, but they had to play the Super Bowl champs of this year.
What?
The Packers, man, they're winning.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I wasn't picking up where you're putting it.
I think Colts is free money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As you know, I love to fade the Colts, and the Steelers are on a 2-game losing streak. Lost the close home game last week. Aaron Rodgers pissed off. Packers lost. I'm going with the Steelers. I think this is a wake-up call where finally, we can be like, we knew it, the Colts were frauds. I think this is like a 17-16 win for the Steelers. A friend of the show.
Their defense has been terrible.
It has. It hasn't been great.
Terrible.
They only let up 9 points to the Browns, man. 14 points.
Oh, great. Yeah. What a
Hey,
fucking whoop-de-doo.
Remember the New England,
7 weeks ago?
Patriots?
Yeah.
14 points. New England Patriots, 14 points.
They gave up 38 to the Jets.
Even though the Patriots handed them the ball like 5 times.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'm taking the Steelers to cover this game. +3. I think it's a close game. Colts lose like we all know they're going to eventually. and we'll be finally taking them out of this tier and being like, okay, let's take a step back on this Colts team. They're not going to win the AFC easily. There's obviously the Chiefs will do that, not the Colts. Michael, your pick. Oh wait, friend of the show, Rat, says Steelers money line is his favorite pick of this week. Michael, your pick.
Colts is free money.
Thank you.
That's it.
Cheers. I don't know why I just did that. No, nothing. That's just
We were on two completely different wavelengths. You're like, you know what? Let's all cheers.
No, I mean it's all, what's the saying? Camaraderie in battle. We're just here for the viewers.
Okay.
Just here,
Michael,
find.
You have no analysis. It's just
no
Colts free money.
analysis.
Okay.
I think
Sorry.
the Colts have number 1 offense in the league. Steelers have a bottom 7 probably defense. It's gonna be a dog walking, I think.
Yep, agreed.
All right, 3 points. It's easy money for you guys if you think the Colts are gonna win.
I think
Next
in
game.
reality that should be like 6.
Agreed. It should definitely be closer to a
This
touchdown.
is a
than
classic
field goal.
lesson. I try to tell you guys every week.
Oh, just like the Titans getting fucking 6.5 wins.
No one. That's different.
Oh, it's different. That's different. Yeah.
The Titans don't have rat lines. They just have worst team in the NFL lines. This is a rat line for the Steelers to win. It's obvious, but I'll stop. Maybe some more positive content and discourse. The hometown New England Patriots, for 2 fans in this podcast, welcome in a struggling at times on top of the league Falcons team, and they get 5.5 points in New England. I'm gonna roll Pats, just have to. Like I said, until they start losing these easy games. Like I don't even consider the Falcons to be that easy of a game, but until they start letting these games go where they're big favorites, then there's no point in picking against them at this point. I do think there's a chance the Falcons keep this competitive. Like I remember that one year they came to New England, and it was like the foggy game, and Julio destroyed us, but they don't have Julio. They have Bijan, which Bijan's good and maybe the best running back in the NFL. Penix is back, but he's a game manager. I think Drake May is better than Penix easily. We got a better coach slightly. I think all that adds up for me to take the Pats minus 5.5. Michael, neutral fan perspective time. What do you think?
Yeah, I really wanted to take the Falcons in this one, but I couldn't. At home, I think the Pats got this. This is like a spot, like this Falcons team coming off 2 losses, bad loss. I think Penix is playing.
He should be.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think this is a 50-50 bet here. I could go either way, but I'm leaning Pats.
So what's your pick?
Pats.
Cam?
Yeah. I obviously am going to take the Pats here against the spread. I think I've done that every single week since the existence of the pod. Bet with my heart, not my head when it comes to Patriots, but this is something that is a little bit cause for concern. Pats obviously coming off a 5-game winning streak, and then you have Atlanta, who's lost 2 games that arguably, I think they were favored in both of them. So this kind of a get right spot. You have your quarterback coming back, but I don't know. I mean, like you kind of talked about, I'm leaning towards the quarterback, and especially the quarterback and head coach combo. I trust more in Drake May and Mike Vrabel / Josh McDaniels in that offense, as opposed to Penix coming off an injury, and then also that new head coach. I forget his name off the top of my head. Yeah, Morris. But I think it's going to be a little bit more lower scoring than what you'd expect from this Patriots offense. I think this Atlanta defense is somewhat decent and much better than what you've seen in the past 5 weeks. So it might be a little bit of a wake-up call. But, I mean, like Dub said, riding the hot streak until they prove me wrong, I'm taking the Pats minus the 5.5.
I'm also switching my pick. I'm taking the Falcons. Falcons are 2-0 as underdogs. And yeah.
Oh shit.
Perfect. All right, that's fine. I don't want a team ride. On that.
I was leaning slightly Pats, and then Cam's less than stellar outlook on this game, leaning Falcons.
I'm just trying to keep myself in check. I mean, you gotta knock yourself down.
Is there a free bet out there for whoever the Pats are playing first drive to score?
I think so. I mean, honestly, at this point, Mikey, if you're really confident in the Falcons, I think you just take them first half. Like, if you take them first half, I don't know if it's considered first half money line or you take them spread, whatever it is. But
You can
I
probably
mean,
take both.
yeah. But I mean, this team, I mean, week after week, it's the same fucking thing that we keep talking about. Like, they go off to these incredibly slow starts. Terrible, I mean, not terrible defense, but it's almost like they're playing the long game where they're trying to not tire them out on the offensive side of the ball, but it's basically like, hey, like we're going to continue to play this defense. And if you can sustain that for 4 quarters, sure, you're going to beat us, but no one's done it yet. I mean, it's definitely a different mentality than the Raiders. Defense, at least from my perspective, I feel like they let up a lot of deep balls in the Raiders game, and I feel like they haven't done that as like nearly as much as any of the other games that they played recently. But I mean, if I'm not going to take it, but Mikey's bet on the Falcons makes me. If you're a Falcons leaner, I would probably go Falcons first half as opposed to full game. And then if you want to live bet, I've been live betting the Pats second half, and it's been incredible for me in the past few weeks. But like I said, there's definitely some things that you got to consider whenever Pats on the 5-game win streak, Falcons on the 2-game losing streak. Kind of a get right spot. Quarterback coming off an injury, though. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot going on, but I'm sticking with the Pats minus the points here.
Falcons are plus 2.5 first half, plus 142 on the money line first half.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be like a little creative, you take the Falcons plus 2.5 first half and then Pats money line. Or even just Falcons money line first half and then Pats to win the game money line. I wouldn't mind
Falcons'
that.
first drive to touchdown is plus 301, plus 349 field goal. Don't hate that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I can't really bet against the Pats, so I probably won't place that.
Exactly.
Okay. Next game, big spread on the board. Panthers, Packers. Packers moved down a point. They were at 12.5. Now they're 13.5 point underdogs to the don't know quarterback-led team. Is Bryce Young supposed to be back this week?
Yeah, he's back. Confirmed. Boots on the ground.
All right. Bryce Young is back for the 4-4 Panthers, who are 13.5 point underdogs in Green Bay. Michael, are you taking the Packers in the points, or do you think the Panthers can cover this wide margin?
I'm going to be taking the home team Packers on this one. I usually don't take these super high spreads, but I mean the Panthers they're so inconsistent. The Packers feel like they've like caught a spark. And I could see him just rolling this team, scoring on every drive. Panthers can't stop them, and they just can't keep up either. So, yeah, taking the Packers.
Cam?
I'm going the opposite side. I'm going with the Panthers here. I know we've
This is
talked
the
about
first
them.
time ever you've taken the Panthers on the pod.
No.
No, I think I've taken them. I'm very selective on when I take them, but it's usually been, at least this year, at home. They've clearly like showed that they're much better at home as opposed to the road. I know it's a road game. 12.5, like Mikey said, one of the biggest spreads on the board. Green Bay, I feel like, hasn't really blown teams out. Other than that first week where they took care of business against Detroit, but also in the second half, they kind of fell off. Even that Steelers game, it was more them coming from behind and then establishing a 10-point lead. It wasn't necessarily them blowing the Steelers out. I think Carolina can hang around this game. 12.5 seems like a lot. I would have loved it at 14.5, obviously, to try and get under that 2 touchdown margin. But even 12.5 seems like a lot. So I think the Panthers relatively keep it close. Kind of going to be, like Dub mentioned, an interesting thing to watch with the Dowdle versus Hubbard, like dynamic in the backfield. But I like the Panthers plus the points here. I don't really have an explanation why further than that. But we'll go with the home dogs in this one.
Packers are at home, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I meant home dogs to me. Kind of,
Oh.
sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, your home team, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I'm with Cam. I'm taking the Panthers. I mean, I feel like my picks are kind of telegraphed at points because I always like the big spreads, but 13.5 for this Panthers team, that's kind of like, I don't know, coming off of an embarrassing loss to the Panthers. Granted, it was your backup quarterback, but
Sorry, you said 13.5 for the spread?
it's 13, yeah. Now, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I had 12.5, but yeah, I'm same thing, still plus 13.5.
Yeah, well, you picked the Panthers. You take another point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the Panthers have, they're not a great team, but they're not really at the bottom of the barrel anymore. They're kind of in that lower middle tier if that is the thing. Like they're probably like maybe bottom 10, maybe not, but they're 4-4. Like they have a good record. And this Packer team, like you said, Cam, they fuck around. Like they fucked around and lost the Browns.
I feel like they like to play their competition a lot. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, you never want to be that team, but
It makes for good games, but like
yeah, like I feel like whenever they play a lower, like obviously you have Super Bowl aspirations whenever you trade for Micah, but I feel like whenever they have a team that they should absolutely smoke, it's a relatively closer game, especially within 10. Never mind one score, but
yeah, they had a similar spot like against the Bengals. Didn't cover that spread. Obviously tied with the Cowboys. Lost. Like they haven't really, other than the Commanders game. I mean, other than the first 2 weeks and then this recent week where, like you mentioned, that wasn't really like a huge. I mean, it was a close spread and they did cover because they were just coming from behind. But I don't know. The Steelers could easily like score a touchdown and cover that spread. So I feel confident. This is a lot of points for what we've seen out of an improved Panthers team. So I like the Panthers plus 13.5. Next one, we head to Houston, Texas, a revamped, somewhat in people's minds, Houston Texans team. Are they back? Are they not back? They get 1.5 points. And yes, this is correct for when the DOUF boys come in later and have a different spread. On DraftKings right now, the Texans are -1.5 in Houston against the Denver Broncos. Obviously, the Denver Broncos are in the conversation with the Colts in the past. It's like maybe fraud teams, maybe not fraud teams. So, Cam, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this game. Broncos in Houston.
we talked about it in the previous segment. I'm gonna need several weeks in a row of Houston to prove me that I should be betting on them. Obviously, I was very high on them in the beginning of the year. Definitely kind of flip-flopped after their start so far. Broncos, like we kind of talked about, is in that second tier of maybe fraudulent, maybe a contender kind of team. I think the wrong team's favored here. I feel like Denver's proved a lot more. I'm going with the Broncos here plus the points. I'd like them to win outright, which might come up later on in the Focus 5, but I like Denver plus 1.5 here.
I'm flipping. I'm on the Texans. I think the Broncos are fraudulent, just like the Colts. Like it kind of didn't hit me until this week that they're 6-2. Like that just seems very crazy to me. And I don't want to just like play off the records. I do think Houston did show against like, granted the 49ers were a little bit injured on defense, especially, but they do have some of their offensive weapons back, and they really hold them to 15 points. With Mac Jones has looked good as the 49ers quarterback. So it's going to come down to the Texans defense, I think, which hasn't been terrible, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like they've
looked actually really good. The Texans. Yeah, they've
it's
kept
whether
the offense has been the problem. Honestly,
it's whether CJ Stroud can really get it done. Honestly, I think this will maybe be the best game out of this window. Obviously, it's the closest spread, so that's not really like a hot take, but I could see this coming down to like a last-second field goal either way.
Yeah.
I'll go with the home team, Houston. Get back to 4-4, kind of re-enter themselves into that divisional race with the Jaguars and the Colts. Michael?
Yeah, I'm with Cam here, taking the Broncos. I think the Texans are going to be facing a much more stout defense in this one. And we've seen time and time again this year that they can't move the ball against any team that has like one edge rusher on them. And the Broncos have multiple rushers on the edge and on the interior that are going to get after the quarterback. Last week, the 49ers without Nick Bosa, Bryce Huff,
Fred Warner,
like all
even though
of
he's
their
not an edge
defensive
rusher, but
front,
yeah,
all of their defensive front. Broncos have, I think, the top two finishers in Defensive Player of the Year last year. Like we mentioned before, that Surtain's out this week, but still their defensive front is elite, and I don't think the Texans will be able to move the ball against them. And the Broncos have scored, like I said before, like 70-something points in the last 5 quarters. So, yeah.
You don't think there's like a cool down coming? Or
I'm loving the Broncos on this one.
Okay. Keep it moving. The 49ers, aforementioned opponent of the Texans last week, they're in New York this week. Is this dare I say, I won't say it, 2.5 points for the Giants and Jackson Dart. I'll start this one out, whether it's Mac, whether it's Purdy. Give me the 49ers -2.5 off of a loss last week. I think the Giants' spirits are dead, and this might even be like a low-scoring game. Like I could see 18 14, something like that. I don't know. I just think this Giants team is, it's all downhill from here, unfortunately for them. And they do have a good defensive line. Their defense has been okay in spots this year. I think Brock Purdy or Max gonna get this done. They're done it a million times. Get the game managed on the road against a superior or inferior opponent. This one was a little bit weird to me. I will not lie on the spread. I thought it would be maybe like 3.5 for the 49ers, but we take what we can get. 49ers minus 2.5. Michael?
Yep, I'm with you. I agree with all of your thoughts. I definitely agree that this is probably going to be an under game. I don't know about the 49ers defensive injuries for this week compared to last week, or offensively with their receiver situation. Even with all that, I think the Giants without Neighbors, Scatabo, relying on Wandale, it's going to be tough to move the ball. And yeah, I'm taking the 49ers.
Cam?
I think it's going to be our first team right of the night, boys. Give me San Fran.
Oh, yeah. Technically, Mikey switched on the pads.
Yeah. Give me San Fran minus the points. Kind of what Dub mentioned. I would have thought this would have been kind of closer to even like 5.5, 6.5, honestly. Especially with Scatterbo, who's become their featured back. I know they're at home, but San Fran kind of due for a get right spot after that loss. I don't think the Giants have much to play for unless Jackson Dart can pull something out of his ass. Kind of like Dub said again, Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, I don't really care. I think the spread would change if Brock is announced as starter. I think it would be a little bit larger of a spread. But even with that, I think it's under a touchdown. So I'm going to take the 49ers here, currently on the Dubcast for minus 2.5. Please and thank you.
Is this the craziest, he's coming back, and then just never comes back? Like, every week, it's like Birdie's supposed to come back and play. Because I haven't.
So the thing is, it kind of seems like a little different situation, but kind of what's going on in Minnesota, where it's a soft benching for JJ, where it's like, hey, we just want you to make sure you're all right. We'll hold the reins while you're gone. And then same thing with Mac, but at the flip side, it's like, hey, you have a chance to prove that you could be the starter, whether it be here or somewhere else. I don't know if Shanahan's helping Mac Jones trying to get another job somewhere else. I highly doubt that. But I mean, it definitely seems, I think the Brock Purdy injury originally came out very similar to JJ, where it was only 2 to 4 weeks. And then we'd have this week to week fucking conversation on who's starting. I find it very interesting. I don't really know the backstory. I don't follow a lot of the local media on San Fran on what the situation's like over there. But Mac Jones has played pretty good ball. I mean, what has he lost? 2 games, if that, maybe 1, since he's taken over the helm. But I love San Fran in this spot, even though they're on the road. I think the Giants kind of lost hope, as we kind of talked about with the Scatterbo injury that Dub mentioned. But give me San Fran minus the points.
Michael, you're in touch with the local medias. Any thoughts on the
He's
Purdy?
got the book. He's got the book.
Any thoughts on Purdy versus Mac quarterback competition?
That's the wrong coast. I stick to the East Coast.
Okay, sorry. So the practice report: Bryce Huff did not practice today. Brock Purdy was a limited participant. Ricky Pearsall did not practice today. Who else? Trent didn't practice because he's resting. D. Winters didn't practice today.
Yeah, I feel like the 49ers have been in injury hell for the last 4 years.
They're just one of those teams that can't shake the bug. All right. Next game, we have Chicago Bears coming off of a loss, heading into Cincinnati, also off of a loss. Cincinnati at home is plus 3 points. We'll start with you, Michael. What do you think about this game? Bears at Bengals plus 3.
Yeah, I got the home dog in this one. I think the Bengals need it after terrible, horrible, worst loss you could have.
To your favorite team?
Against the Jets. And the Bears, I feel like, are just sort of just I don't even know, just a walking dead man. I feel like they got nothing going for them, and I don't know, there's not really a vibe around the team. I feel like that's any good. And the Bengals have the vibe, Joe Flacco coming in, moving the ball, their defense is terrible, but that's just how they've been the past 5 years. So I think the Bengals get this one done.
Cam?
I'm on the opposite side. I feel like this line is extremely short. Kind of very similar to the previous game we just talked about. But Chicago -2.5, definition get right spot. Cincy, I know it's on the road, but haven't looked great, even though Flacco's taking over the quarterback position over there. 2.5 seems very short. I like Caleb. As much as I hate Caleb, I think Caleb is an okay quarterback and find ways to win
Hey,
games
paints his
against.
nails.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wouldn't be my quarterback, but I'm just saying he's an okay quarterback.
He is a quarterback.
He's a quarterback. Like
He does play football and does play quarterback.
I also think that their offense, I don't know, like the offense versus defense matchup, I find very interesting because I feel like obviously they're very offensive dominant on both teams. But I think the defensive side of the ball is much better for the Bears as it is the Bengals. So in that case, I'm gonna go with the Bears minus the 2.5 here, even though they're on the road.
Well, luckily for you, it's 3 now. Would that change your pick?
No, I'm fine with the 3. Let me just change it on my pad.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
I would. What?
Beautiful. I love it.
Excuse me. I think you're man in the arena last week. It worked out well for me when I was man in the arena. I don't know. I think Bears are just a better team, and there's no really like. What's the word I'm looking for? Environmental factors.
Reason.
No, there's no like environmental factors because they cancel each other out. Like the Bears lost by 14 to a Lamar Jackson-less Ravens team, and the Bengals lost to the worst team in football. Like I don't think it's like
All right.
second worst. They're better than the Titans.
I do have a question whenever you're done, Dub, by the way.
Okay. I don't think what I'm saying is I don't think there's like this isn't like a spot. You know, I think I'm just picking the team I think is better. I think the Bears have shown to be better under Ben Johnson this season. And like we mentioned in a bunch of podcasts, 3 points is like basically who do you think is going to win the game? So I'm going with the Bears. Could see this being a high scoring game. I know the over under is pretty high. I'm excited. I think this will be an exciting game to watch as well. I'm not sure if this one's at 4 or 1. Probably at 1 because they hate 4 o'clock slate. Oh, it is at 1 o'clock because they only have 3 games at 4 o'clock. God forbid we have more than 3
Classic.
games.
Yeah.
And we'll get to those 4 o'clock games. Really making those slates great. But no, I got the Bears -3. Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Your question.
So how do you guys feel about Zach Taylor? Because I feel like he's been on the like fringe of the hot seat, but it's also obviously difficult to analyze this season without Joe Burrow. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on whether you think he should be on the hot seat, even though he's without his starting quarterback, or even with him. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl. What was that, 3 years ago? But it seems like he can't really maintain at least a positive mindset, especially whenever Joe's gone. I feel like Joe's more the coach than he is. Just bringing like the entire vibe around the team and like the entire culture. Like we can win whenever I'm here, but also he hasn't been there for like 2 out of the past 4 seasons. So I just wasn't sure if there was anything that I haven't heard about Zach Taylor like being on the hot seat or anything like that. I wasn't sure if you guys had any insight.
Michael wanted to fire him a couple weeks ago, Mikey.
Yeah, I think he's number 2. I think I said 2 weeks ago.
You said
that
second coach fired odds, and I said plus
odds.
270.
Really?
I think so.
You're in the chat.
But yeah, I agree. I think it could be one of those things where the general manager and their team is like asking Joe Burrow, "Do you want this guy as your coach?" And he's like, "Yeah." Which is why he still has a job. But I feel like in any other situation, like how they played last year, even to start the season, and then like obviously Joe being out is tough, but like you still have to go play like actual football, and they have not been doing that. So I don't know. I could see him being if Joe Burrow doesn't come back at the end of this year and they're not in somewhat of playoff contention, like I could see them moving on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I just think he's been dealt a shitty hand. They have like some of the worst owners in the sport.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't really get his shit together on defense at all. He's an offensive guy, and that's kind of just been their MO, and it got him to the Super Bowl. And then, like, as time and time goes along from that Super Bowl appearance, it's gonna be more and more likely that he's fired, especially if they're missing the playoffs. I don't know. I think this would be a tough year to fire him when you're like,
Yeah.
you had the Jake Browning run where he was horrible, and then you're trusting in like in a trade acquisition, even though it's it's Joe Flacco who's freaking 40 midway through the season.
So I was just gonna. Do they have a general manager, or is it kind of him, or like a different title for whoever's kind of running?
Sure, they probably have a GM that might just not do anything. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean,
And
like,
the owners are frugal. Like they don't want to give Hendrickson money. Like they spent all their money
agreed.
on Chase.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's also like kind of what Mikey said, where he kind of got dealt a shitty hand. I don't know if it was his decision. Like, not saying they shouldn't have kept both Chase and Higgins, but obviously extending both Chase, Higgins, and Hendrickson. Not like fully extending Hendrickson, but giving him somewhat of a decent amount of the cap room. Like, is it more you think on the general manager or whoever is making the decisions on the personnel, or Zach
Ownership.
Taylor? You think it's ownership kind of running the show on that?
Yeah, they're cheap, and they've always been cheap, and it's probably a reason to keep Zach Taylor. You don't have to go and make a flash hire. You just keep Zach Taylor for probably like median or like slightly below median coaching contracts. Like coaching contracts aren't disclosed. I'm sure they're not happy with him. Like he's not getting an extension or anything, but I think it's just an unfortunate situation because obviously Joe Burrow and a lot of people
he carries the team. It's a different
at least
team
top
when Joe
5
Burrow's on the
quarterback in
field.
the NFL. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It might, like, I mean, if that job opened up, it would be the number one job anyone would want.
yeah.
Well,
Unless
depends
Buffalo,
Buffalo could open up.
But I can't see that happening. But
No.
yeah.
All right. We'll move ahead to the 4 o'clock window. We got 3 great games for you. Starting with
Love this. Yeah, 14 points.
New Orleans Saints heading to the Rams. Cam, we'll start with you here. Big spread for the Rams. What do you think about this game?
So honestly, the main reason why I kind of took the Panthers early on as big dogs is because I wanted this as my favorite to pick. So I'm going with the Rams here, minus 14. I've kind of been higher on the Rams progressively through the weeks. And I don't know if that impacts my NFC West overall like analysis of them, especially because the Seahawks. Well, because the Seahawks have been playing pretty well too, but at the same time, I feel like it's mainly the Cardinals. I feel like the main reason why I hate them is because of the Cardinals. And they just resemble that NFC West for some reason in my head. But I like the Rams here minus the 14 at home, like against a Tennessee Titans equivalent team in the Saints. Give me the points. I think it's not even close. I would like a even 20.5 at this point. But yeah, give me the Rams minus the 14.
He's getting smarter with the Caesars. I love it. I'm going with the Saints plus 14.
Really? You're going to go with the huge number?
No. Yeah, who would do that?
All right. There have been times when I have gone against the big spread. But new quarterback boost, like this one's lining up for me. I don't know. I think Shuck can.
Is it announced that he's starting?
Yeah.
Rattler's really? Okay.
We already made our ode to the Rattling Bog early on in the podcast.
I wasn't sure if that was real or not, but okay. I mean, still, that doesn't change my pick. But
no, it makes sense. Tyler Shuck's 25. Like you're gonna have a high draft pick. Might as well just see what you have in Shuck, and then
Yeah, I have a little rant in the college football segment, by the way, later on.
Well, I'm excited to hear that. But I think the Saints cover this spread. It's too many points. It's 2 touchdowns. Hope it gets to 14.5. I'll actually bet it. I mean, the Saints still have shown in spots that they're able to compete. Had a close-ish game with the Pats. Let that fall out of hand. But I don't know. I think the Saints aren't in the dumpster fire level as other teams in the NFL. I think they're like above that, slightly above that bottom tier.
How? What makes you think that?
They win games and are actually competitive.
What one? One of them?
Do they have 1 win or 2 wins?
1, I believe.
I'll pull it up. But Michael, I'm curious to hear your
I'll pull
thoughts.
it up.
You're giving the pick now, man. Saints Rams.
Oh, my fault. I'm going to be taking the Rams in this game. I don't think it'll be close. I'm going to take the 21.5 that Cam has suggested.
21.5. No, 20.5 is good.
I'll fucking raise it to 23.5 at this point. I don't give a shit.
Still a smart number. 21.5 is a really dumb number.
Why?
Because
That's
think about how
21.
teams win games. You're going to win by 21. You're not going to win by 22.
We're going for scoregami, Dub. All right.
24. Yeah, so I think that the Saints new QB boost might last like one drive.
Not even. Yeah.
And then the Rams defense and Matt Stafford is just gonna tear him up. This is like just like it will be for the game last week. What was the 14-point game last week?
Colts,
Colts.
Titans.
Colts
Yeah.
Titans. Like
Oh,
this
the
is on
Titans.
that
Oh,
level.
yeah. Damn it.
Same level. Same
Thank
deal.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate that.
Another game. Another team off, or two teams off of bye
Did you
week.
want to announce how many wins the Saints have, or
They
did
have
you
one win,
say
but they have
yeah,
covered
okay.
the spread.
All right. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
They covered against the Bills. I don't know what the number was against the Pats. I think they didn't cover that number.
No, you're not.
Beat the Giants outright. Covered against the Bills. Probably covered against the 49ers. So looking at like
The Giants with Russ, right?
No, it was Dart. His first start. Nice try.
Yeah, and then Dart fucking dropped the ball at midfield.
Hey, who says Stafford won't do that?
Me, actually. I'm pretty confident that Stafford won't do that.
Anyways, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Las Vegas Raiders do battle at 4 whatever p.m. Another
25.
great 4:25. Great. So we'll have Saints Rams at 4:05 to lead us into the 4:25.
Great
window.
transition.
Yeah. Tyler Shuckball. No, I'll start this one. I'm taking the Jags. Been a supporter. I didn't get a chance to talk to the Raiders Oracle this week. I'm curious to hear his thoughts, but it looks like Brock Bowers will be back. Team's getting a little healthier. I think Jacoby Myers will be back, if not traded before the game. I just trust the Jaguars more. The Raiders have been low-key one of the worst teams in the NFL so far. Still have that taste in their mouth of getting shut out against the Chiefs, which could bode well for them, but I'm not taking them at this low of a number. So I got the Jags -3. Michael?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the Jags on this one. Raiders have been bad since their Patriots game, and I don't think it changes. I think Jaguars coming off 3 straight losses before the bye, I want to say, to maybe 2 straight losses before the bye. I think it's their time to get back to their winning ways. I think they started 3-0. But yeah, I still have them. They're sneaking into the playoffs in the AFC, so they got to get it started here.
They need this one if they're going to be a playoff team for sure. Cam?
Yeah. Team right on this one again. I think this line's extremely short. Don't really understand why the Raiders are -3. Maybe just the home factor taking 3
Yeah, it might be
points
that
away.
Vegas, because last year they kept it was lower lines than you expect for the Vegas, and Vegas is based obviously with the Raiders, so I don't know. But
It's also a little different because I don't know if we've talked about it on the pod, but like whenever you go to a Vegas game, it's usually majority of the away team obviously trying to go visit Vegas, like as an excuse to go see your team play. Jacksonville obviously doesn't have that much of a fan base within Florida, at least I think.
well,
but
obviously the fans are still resenting the move from Oakland too, so it's like it's not just
Exactly. Yeah, like you have both sides of the coin. But I mean, in this case, I'm definitely leaning towards the Jags, proven a lot more throughout the beginning part of the year. So I'm going the -3, kind of like we talked about, Dub mentioned. If it's 3 or less, you're basically picking a team to win, at least in my mind. So if I'm picking a team to win in this game, I'm thinking the Jaguars. So give me the Jags minus the points on the road.
Alrighty. Now here's the bell of the ball. Chiefs at Bills +2.5. This is what they're going to get you to your TV to watch. Michael, we start with you. A classic matchup. This has become but a one-sided matchup mostly.
In the regular season.
No, in the playoffs.
Well,
the regular season,
yeah.
Bills win sometimes in the regular season. So curious
Majority
to your
of the
thoughts. Bills +2.5 here. Chiefs coming into Buffalo. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills here. I love it in Buffalo. Yeah, I just think this matchup is always something that everyone marks on their calendar. Both teams, everyone in the league, all the fans are loving this game. I think they'll put on a show. I think what's the number, like 52.5 or something
52
crazy.
52.5.
I think it's one of the highest numbers on the board. I don't know if they get there, but I think it will be a semi-high scoring close game, and I think the Bills take it.
Yep, I'm with you, Bills. All right, Cam.
I mean, I feel like it's been pretty prevalent in the past at least 2, maybe even 3 years. The Bills, I think I mentioned this on the last matchup when we had this pod last year, where I flipped and I was like, oh, this might be the different year where Kansas City wins in the regular season, Buffalo wins in the playoffs. Obviously, the exact opposite happened. So I mean, not necessarily like head to head, but I thought the Bills would make it further last year than they did. But this year, I'm gonna try and stay pat. I think the Bills win in the regular season as they have, I think, in the past 2, maybe even 3 years in a row when they go head to head, especially at home. I would have liked this game a couple weeks later where it's colder weather, more that Buffalo atmosphere, where it's getting closer to playoff time. But I mean, home game, underdogs. Bills are still the Bills. You still have Josh Allen, the defending MVP. I'm going with the Bills plus the points here. I know the Chiefs have looked pretty good in the past 2 weeks, but then we can also go into the argument of the level of competition that we've had with several of these other teams. So give me Buffalo here. Should be in a very interesting game. Like Mikey said, everybody's like basically eyes on the TV waiting for this game at 4:25. So I'm really hoping. I know Tony's going to be on the call. I might have this game on mute while I watch it, but I'm going with the Bills here, plus the 2.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. Home underdog, Bills. I already said it, but like, I don't know. I just think this is people are high on the Chiefs again, so maybe they'll lose, but also it's the Chiefs, so like they might
Have they won 2 in a row or 3 in a row?
Who are the Chiefs?
Yeah.
They've won like 4 in a row, I
I
think.
think 4, honestly.
Really?
No, they've won 2 because they lost the Jaguars 2 weeks
I was going
ago.
to say, yeah, I knew they lost one relatively, but that was in prime time too.
They
But
might be on. I think it's 3 because the Jags were on bye. Yeah, we beat they beat the Lions, Raiders, Commanders. Here they are.
okay, letdown spot, kind of. I mean, not that that makes much of a difference, but Bills coming off a huge win on Carolina on the road, coming back home, prime
Yeah,
or
I kind of want to
4:25,
take
big
the
game of the week.
Chiefs, but I'm just not gonna 2.5. I feel like 2.5 in this game might matter. It might come down to the wire.
Yeah.
So I think obviously that this means a lot for both teams. Just think the Bills get this one because they kind
I
of.
think it means more to the Bills than does the Chiefs, honestly, because I think the Chiefs have a lot more head-to-head matchups in the division. Like the Bills, I mean, the main thing is obviously got to beat the Pat. I mean, not that the Patriots couldn't lose one of these gimmies, but they only have one more head-to-head matchup with them. Well, I think the Chiefs have pretty much all head-to-head matchups in the top of the division.
Yeah, I think the Bills. Yeah, Bills money line. I don't know. I feel like every time I touch this specific game, I always get it wrong. But we'll have to see if the Bills are able to pull this one out. Sunday night football. Seahawks.
Gross.
Commanders. Looks like Jaden Daniels will be back, indicated by the spread. Cam, we start with you. Your take for the Sunday night football battle.
So it's been tough, honestly. I mean, we talked about the Skins earlier on in the first segment, knowing about their schedule, how it's been much more difficult, especially with Jaden being banged up. I think him coming back, I know he's not 100% if he does come back, but even with Mariota, I feel it's a good get right spot. I feel like after that loss last week, I think they need a win. So I'm going with the dog here, home dog +3. I think that's what you have it at. Yeah, so
Yep.
plus the 3. Sunday night football, everything get a little wanky or wonky, but I'll take the Skins here plus the points. Not much rhyme or reason behind it, but I just NFC West. I'm kind of hesitant on outside of the Rams, so give me the home team in this plus the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Commanders as well. This is kind of like this game
The
is
who?
the Commanders. This game means a lot more for the Commanders than it does for the Seahawks. I don't know. I think they can win this game outright. I think I'm still not trusting the Seahawks as much as other people are. I think the Seahawks, they might be on like the Patriots, Broncos tier in the NFC. But I got the Commanders +3. They need this game. If they lose it, I'll probably just fade them the rest of the season. But Michael, what do you think here?
Seahawks -3 is my favorite bet on the board. They're just so much more. Their defense, their like athleticism compared to the Commanders is just like on a different level. And I think Sam Darnold's looked super good the past couple weeks when I've watched their games, and the Commanders just they look flat. Their defense doesn't look good. Like they got Bobby Wags in the middle, and then that's pretty much it for their defense. I know we were talking about Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, the Lattimore
last
hate, and then he
week.
gets a pick. How about that?
But yeah,
I'll follow
I
that,
think the
Dub. Lattimore pick.
No, he had one last week. He's not going to get one this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was just a thing because Mikey roasted him, and then he got a pick against Mahomes, so it was funny.
Well, I think Seahawks, they come out swinging in this one, and JSN goes for like 194 yards on Marshawn Lattimore, and then he retires after the game.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're switching segments real quick. We have one game left to get to, but it's time for the DOUF boys.
DOUF
Mark,
boys.
What are you wearing?
It's only
Let's
one
go,
DOUF boy
boys.
tonight.
It's
Welcome to
just
the show.
me. Tenny's holding down the softball field. I'm holding down the podcast.
Good boy.
Okay. Why are you not at softball?
My day got away from me.
Healthy scratch. Healthy
Is that
scratch.
the excuse now?
Yeah,
That's the
Tandy said the same
excuse.
thing. Tandy said the same thing. His day got away from me. He wasn't able to make it.
yeah.
Instead
it
of a
happens.
healthy scratch, it's called a boots up scratch in softball. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, we can call it that.
Okay.
Cheers. Miller Lite, friend of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into this. Let's not waste any time here. I'm sure we'll have some things to go on after. Last week, Michael, 3-1, won the DOUF because the rest of us were 1-3. So congrats to
Good
Mikey.
job, Mike.
The
Well
book was
done.
right.
Well done, Mikey.
Good week for Michael.
Thanks.
On the year to date, we have Tendy and Mark both at 13-11, Michael at 7-5, Cam 6-6, and I'm 11-13 after the 1-3 week, leading us to Team Florida being 26-22. Team Dubcast is a perfect 24-24. Not perfect. It's 500. We need to get above 500.
Hey, 2 games back though. 2 games back.
We picked up 2 games thanks to Michael. So big week out of Michael.
Good job,
Mark.
Mikey.
Who will be playing in the DOUF this week against you and Tendy?
All right. Dub, you're gonna stay.
Of course.
You have to stay. And obviously Mikey had a good week, so we got to put him on the bench. Let Cam show up.
All right.
Prove himself.
Prove yourself week for Cam, even though he's
Yes, sir.
500 like the rest of us.
Lock in.
All right.
Lock in, kid.
I got it.
So we'll start with the DOUF. We'll start with Tendy's picks because this is the most boring. Do you want to read them out, Mark, or you're on your phone so you can't read them, right?
I'm gonna have to read my picks from my phone, so I can do his if you want me to, or you
I'll do
can.
this so we don't have black screen for 10 minutes.
Word.
We'll start with the dog. So Tendy is taking a game we just spoke about, the Bills Chiefs. He's taking the Bills +2 in that game for his dog. Mark?
So my dog, I'm gonna be taking Broncos +1.5 at the Texans. And this is probably a bad pick for me personally. I've bet against the Texans the past 2 weeks. It's fucked me both times. I'm going to try to go for 3 in a row. Hopefully, I hit it this week. I'm going to go Broncos +1.5.
That would have been my pick. That's on my board.
We had a team huddle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna go Buffalo, but obviously for the sake of the Dubcast, make it a little more entertaining. I'm gonna go with the Skins +3 on Sunday night. Don't have much faith in Darnold on the road. I think the Skins are in a bounce back spot.
That's
So yeah,
Mikey, how do you feel?
give me
I
James
had-
Daniels +3.
I had Seahawks as my favorite.
I know.
Well, you're out
I
of the
heard.
convo. Yeah, you're out. You're on.
That's
the
why I
huddle
asked.
anymore.
That's why I asked.
team discourse. So I had Bills on my board, and you guys know I love a big spread, so I'm gonna go with the Panthers +13.5. I think that's
I
too
like
many
that, Dub.
points. Green
Who are they
Bay,
playing?
Green Bay. Bryce Young comeback week. I think they are able to cover 13.5.
Okay.
You don't hate that one?
Yeah, I don't hate it. The Panthers, I don't know. The Panthers are a streaky team. You either get them on a good week or get them on a bad week. So hopefully you get them on a good week.
All right.
They were on a bad week last week, so
Yeah,
maybe a bounce back spot.
I feel like all those NFC South teams, besides the Bucs, are just like good in that. But well, maybe not the Saints either. We'll transition to the over. So Tendy for his over has over 45 points in the hometown team, the Patriots. Falcons Patriots over 45 for Tendy. Mark, what is your over for this NFL Week 9 season or NFL
That's
Week 9?
a great pick by him. I love that pick by my teammate. Shout out my teammate. I'm gonna go over 52. It's a big number, 52. Chiefs and
Wow.
Bills.
Okay.
That's the kind of game that they fluff it. Like one way or another, it's getting fluffed.
NFL
It's
rigged.
gonna get to 52. NFL rigged for sure. I've been on NFL rigged. 52 is a small number for that game. We'll take it.
Cam.
I'm going with the Denver Houston game. I think it's the lowest one on the board, 39.5. I know the defenses are both pretty established, but at the same time, you've seen this Broncos team give up 30 plus points to the Giants. So I think Houston coming off of a bounce back week 8, I think is kind of a get right spot for both of them. I think it's going to go over 39.5, maybe a 23-20 game overall, but I mean, still that hits the over. So I'm going with that on that.
I'm left in the dumps, man.
I mean, we can double down if you like that.
I don't want to double down. I just
Double down.
I feel like doubling down's a bad strategy.
I like the double down. Huge swing.
What did you pick? Sorry, I was not.
We're not here for content. We're here for picks. If it's a
Yeah.
pick, it's a pick.
Denver Houston over is what I picked, but W's contemplating right now.
I'm gonna go with
Steelers, Colts.
No.
I'm gonna go with Jags Raiders over 45.5.
Okay. That was on the board. I like
Brock
that.
Bowers is back. Ashton
Yep.
Genty. Jags are a team that gives up a lot of points no matter who they play, and obviously they're going to score too. They're coming off losing by 1 million to the Rams. They're going to want to score a lot. I think this gets over 45.5 pretty easily. So we'll switch it up. No double down. Under, we have Tendy directly opposing Cam's over. He's taking under 40 points in the Broncos-Texans game.
Huge.
So
All right. That's a big swing right there.
Love that out of the kid.
What's your pick, Mark? Under.
We're taking under 44 Panthers and Packers. I think one of y'all just took the over in that, right?
No, I took Panthers plus
No.
13.5.
All right, it was picked, but I'm taking the under. Panthers, I'm just riding on a bad week. Packers had a crazy week on offense last week. That was their one crazy week. They don't score a lot of points. So the under 44 is the pick.
Cam?
Dub, we might want to double down on this one. Give me the under on Thursday Night Football of Baltimore, Miami, 15.5. Please and thank you.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I love my unders this week. My other two picks, besides the one you just said, Cam, are to directly oppose Mark's over, but I won't go against the NFL rig narrative. I'll take the Vikings and the Lions under 47.5. JJ McCarthy is not going to be able to score the ball at will, even if the Lions win this game.
Divisional matchup.
Yeah, we both kind of predicted this being a closer matchup, so I think that favors the Vikings to keep this a low-scoring game between the two teams. Obviously, Lions have been pretty high-scoring, so maybe a toned-down week from them, under 47.5 between those two teams. Lastly, we have the favorite. Tendy's going with the 49ers, a pick most of us loved on this. I think all of us took it on our prediction.
It was a team ride, yeah.
Yeah, 49ers minus 2.5. Mark, your favorite for this week.
Yeah, I have liked this team for a long time. People said they were fake. People said they were.
Oh, he's going to pick my team.
I don't really know. I'm taking the Colts minus 3. The Colts are for real. And in the Mark Ramble section in a second, I'll ride more on that. But we're taking Colts minus 3 as my favorite of the week.
All right.
Good boy.
All right.
Saying good boy.
I would have picked the same thing. I assume you're going to me, Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have picked the same thing, but for the sake of the Dubcast, we need a bounce back week, try and take the lead. I'm going to go with the Jags -3 against the Raiders here.
Don't mind that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably my second favorite. Colts -3, I feel like is short. We kind of talked about that earlier in the pod. Mark kind of stole it from me, but trying to take it from the DOUF boys, bounce back week, first week back off the bench for 2 weeks. I'm taking the Jags -3 here on the road. Dub, you like Chicago?
Not enough to take them in the DOUF.
No.
I'm going with the one game we haven't talked about yet as my favorite, the Dallas Cowboys. Very short spread, -3.
Wow.
At
I
home.
love that.
Coming
Okay.
off of a couple, like a loss here, loss there. They've been kind of inconsistent, but the Cardinals are nothing. I think the Cowboys can cover 2.5, win this game for Jerry in Jerry World, Monday night, primetime. That'll be my favorite. Now it's time for the Mark Yap session about futures and other random things. So we actually have some like negative things to talk about here where Nussmeier, that bet was dead on arrival. The Jets have won a football game. The Dodgers are in a 2-2 series in the World Series, and I don't know how Pritchard's
And are losing right now in Game 5.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Nussmeier's dead. Like put that 6 feet under. That's a goner. The Dodgers was always a play to hedge for the World Series. So, I mean, I said that at the time. You hedge it. So it is what it is. You get profit if you want to take a cash out. You hedge with the Blue Jays, whatever. They still got a shot. Like, they still don't have a bad shot. I didn't bet it. That was the one bet I did not bet. So if I was to bet it, who knows if I would have hedged by now. Snell was a good bet tonight. We'll see. My bet of the week, though, I think coming off my favorite, Jonathan Taylor, the Indianapolis Colts running back. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him.
No,
He
I
played
haven't.
for Wisconsin. He currently plays for the Colts. He scores touchdowns seemingly at will. He runs for 200 yards seemingly at will. Obviously, it's a quarterback award, and this is a quarterback league. He's plus 1,500 right now to win MVP. Just a sprinkle job. I think I put 25 or 30 on him this week. If he keeps scoring touchdowns like he does, he ends the year with 20 I think he's got 15 touchdowns through 8 games right now.
Yeah, I think he's projected for 31 tutties.
He ends the year with 22, 23, 24 touchdowns. That's retard numbers.
Hey,
Whoa, this is a PC podcast.
Sorry for everyone out there. Sorry.
For the 2
That's-
listeners out there, we're sorry.
That's special needs numbers. So that's my future of the week. Jonathan Taylor, sprinkle job. I'm not saying it's going to hit. Like, obviously.
that's a good bet. It's not going to hit, but just take it.
I'm not saying it's going to hit, but it's a great value right now. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, and I mean, the thing is, none of these quarterbacks are playing out of their mind. Like, if there was a quarterback right now, like Lamar,
Drake?
Josh Allen, Mahomes
Patrick
playing out of their mind, Mahomes is, 5-3? If he rips
What about
off
Drake?
6-7 in a row, 6-7.
All right. We got to get to the focus 5.
Fine, I'll give you that. None of these quarterbacks are playing crazy. None of these quarterbacks are moving away from the pack. Jonathan Taylor has moved himself away from every single other non-quarterback. He's worth a pepper job right
What
now.
about JSN?
Interesting.
Jonathan Taylor by a mile. JSN's good.
But
He's
I
not
think
playing
JSN
bad.
has better value, like Dub's saying.
No. Jonathan Taylor has
Okay.
Jonathan Taylor has 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
In
I'm
the
saying
best
value pick. I'm
offense
saying
in the
value. I'm
league.
saying value
And
pick.
he's still number 8.
Yeah.
He
Daniel
plays,
Jones is a more likely
he's the
MVP
best
according to
player.
Vegas than Jonathan Taylor.
He's the best player in the best offense in the league. If the Colts go
Not according to Vegas, Daniel Jones is
If the
higher
Colts go
better odds.
14-3 and Jonathan Taylor scores 24 touchdowns, this
He's
is a
still
good
not gonna
game
win.
bet.
What if the Pats go 14-3?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Drake May has a better shot than
Yes,
Jonathan Taylor?
absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Quarterback,
nearly like
quarterback, like legit. Like if you're like if the voters consider the most valuable player, if you take Drake May out of the Patriots roster, they're probably a 3-win team, maybe a 4-win team.
If you take Jonathan Taylor out of the Colts roster, they're the Giants.
No, they're much better than they're
Yes.
probably a 6-win team.
The Giants.
No,
well, this will be a big maybe discussion later in the season because the NFL has traditionally not valued running backs.
exactly.
Listen, I'm not trying
Saquon
to
had
give
a
you a winner.
record-breaking year last year and wasn't even close to the MVP vote.
No, see, and he's already so far beyond it.
Okay, so you think the Colts can sustain this 30-point per
Yes.
game? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
The Colts are fucking sick, and Jonathan Taylor's got a shot. Pepper job. I'm not saying it's a fucking bet
It's
your
not a
fucking
lot.
mortgage on it. It's a pepper job, and it's something that's frisky, and it's something that I personally think could pay you good money.
Okay.
But you're basically saying it's going to lose. Like you're not showing
Yeah.
conviction for me to be like, I'm going to put bet on this.
On a gambling
I
show,
did
the
put
first
that
thing I
on.
wouldn't say would be like, "Hey, by the way, I don't know if I love this. It's probably
It's a
not going to
pepper.
win."
It's a pepper.
Yeah,
No, there's a
No.
difference.
you guys
There's a
don't
difference.
understand.
There's a difference between I'm putting my entire mortgage on this and it's a pepper job, but I love it at the value.
Well, for another
I
sponsor,
get it,
Gamblers
but
Anomalous, we shouldn't be betting anything for our mortgage, right, guys?
Yeah.
This,
So I
this
don't
is a
have a mortgage. Do
sophisticated
you guys
gambling
have a
show.
mortgage?
I don't know. Dub might.
Jonathan Taylor's the same odds as Jordan Love right now.
That's insane. Like, why wouldn't you take Jordan Love over Jonathan Taylor?
Because Jordan Love is not a good quarterback and Jonathan Taylor is debatably the best player in the league.
Okay.
Jordan Love disrespect is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Dub, I'll let you take over. I don't know how much
I mean,
longer
I
I
think
can
we're
listen
kind of
to
talking in
this.
circles. So if there's obviously, it's not your favorite pick, but it's a pick you're willing to take and have taken.
I love it.
Is there anything else that you need to get off your mind before we head into week 9 of this NFL season?
Garrett Nussmeier? Or are we past that?
We're past that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind
Yeah,
of like
no.
it's kind
That's
of a
6
dead
feet
horse.
under. Come on.
Yeah, I was 6
I was
feet
in the
under.
bathroom. I was in the bathroom. Sorry.
That was a reach. It didn't hit. Like, it's a
So we should
$10
take
pepper
your
job.
next reach and Jonathan Taylor for MVP.
I think Jonathan Taylor has more legs than Nussmeier did.
Okay.
I agree.
Sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead. What's your other thoughts?
No, that's it. That's really all I got. I got one a week. That was my rep. So
All right.
I thank you boys for a great show. Continue to have a great show, and I'll see you next week.
All right. Sounds
Next
good,
week.
man. Be good. DOUF boys out. All right. Very interesting discourse there. We did have one last game we had to get to. It's the Monday night game. Cardinals in Dallas. I already gave my pick on the DOUF segment. I'm taking the Cowboys -2.5. Don't trust the Cardinals team at all. Just trust this. Honestly, have like an implicit level of trust with the Cowboys to score points, and I'm not sure the Cardinals can keep up with them in Jerry World. Pressure's kind of on for the Cowboys. I'm taking them to win this week. We'll go to you next, Cam. Your pick for this
Yeah. Give me the Cowboys on this. Definitely a get right spot after 20, basically double score loss. 22-44, I think it was last week. Give me the Cowboys in this. I mean, as much as I hate the Cowboys, but they've proven that they can score points. I feel like on a week-to-week basis, especially against one of the teams I hate the most in this league, arguably the most inconsistent team in the entire league when it comes to who they're playing against and how they end up faring against them. I'm going with the Cowboys minus the points here. I know it's prime time, so it might be a little closer, but -2.5 seems a little short. Give me the Cowboys on this one.
Michael, finish up our week 9 picks here.
Yep, we're riding together.
Team ride.
Hate the Cardinals. I gave him a little bit of credit. I don't know if Kyler's playing or Jacoby, but Cowboys.
I think
just
it's the
scored.
closer spread if Jacoby plays. Not gonna lie.
I don't know about that.
You could make an argument for it, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys just score too much for the Cardinals to keep up with. They've never been a high-scoring team. Once James Conner went down for the year, I feel like this team was out. I do think I feel like they seem to just be around like 22, 21 points every week, and they just give up 30. But yeah, Cowboys on this one.
All right.
I do have a little sprinkle job in my Focus 5 from this game, though.
Ooh.
Tease the
Well,
Focus
Monday Night
5.
Parlay.
All right, so talk about the Focus 5. Last week we had a solid week from you guys. Mikey adding 4 units, getting back into the positive for the viewers. Cam did make almost a unit and a half, so it's fighting to get back to the green. And then I lost a unit or 1.3 units, so it's approachable. I do have a sizable lead, but it's not like I'm running away with this thing. So on the year, Cam, you're down nearly 3 units, minus 2.97. Michael, you're now up plus 2.18, and I'm plus 21.94 units. So we'll start with someone who's got to get their act together or keep positive momentum. We'll be positive, Cam.
Yeah.
Take us with your Focus 5 for this week.
So usual kind of separation. Thursday Night Football is the first bet. We're gonna do we kind of talk about Lamar, kind of the perfect start coming off an injury. I'm going with Lamar to score, Henry to score, even though he scored last week, and Baltimore to win against Miami on the road. All of that together is a plus 346 overall bet. So kind of like that on Thursday night if you have nothing going on, want to tune in tomorrow night. Second bet is going to be my favorite parlay. So big favorites. Colts are kind of flirting with that, but been doing relatively well on my own when it comes to the favorite parlay. But Detroit, obviously money. This is all money line. Detroit, Chargers, Indianapolis, Rams, and New England. That is at plus 309. So obviously, if you want to place a little bit more of a hefty bet on that, that can pay out pretty well. Second bet is going to be a question mark because it's not clear on the blue because it's Wednesday. Maybe Doug can pull it up for us. If not, I'll get it to you guys by the end of the weekend. But I got classic New England money line, Drake 2+ passing. Kind of been automatic, I feel like, in the past few weeks. So gonna keep the ball rolling there.
We don't have that, so you'll have to report back later.
All right, I'll report back whenever I place that. Then I have my third bet, which is going to be kind of either low favorite or underdog parlay, kind of tight knit little situation there. But I'm going Denver money line, San Fran money line, Chicago money line, Jacksonville money line. That's at plus 837.
What was that?
Yeah, so I think Denver was the only dog that I took in that one for the money line, but obviously they're on the road. Other games, I mean, we've obviously talked at nauseum about the previous games, but I like all those matchups. So at plus 837, I don't mind that parlay. The last one is going to be a Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. I mean, 425, kind of kick your feet up. I'm going to go Buffalo money line. We talked about them against Kansas City. I feel like they've kind of not dominated, but they've had a better record than Kansas City in the regular season, at least, when it comes to winning games. So we got Buffalo money line and then a Cook touchdown. No, Cook had a pretty good game last week, but it seems like I know Josh Allen scored last week, so I was leaning towards a Cook and an Allen, but also a question mark next to that. I'll get the odds to you on that whenever that presents itself, but I'm going Buffalo and James Cook touchdown for my Focus 5.
Might be able to pull that one. It's just Buffalo and James Cook touchdown.
Correct.
All right. Someone filibuster. Just kidding. We got it. Plus 212.
Plus 212. I don't mind that. I mean, we've talked about it. Like this Chiefs team, like sure they're kind of a hot streak, but it also could come to an end at any point. We know they're at full strength with Rice back in the lineup, but Also, Buffalo in the regular season, I feel like in the past 2 to 3 years has relatively owned this kind of matchup. And then obviously postseason, you know what happens whenever they face off. So I'm gonna go Buffalo here and then Cook touchdown. I mean, if I don't mind the over, I think Mark took it, but I think it could end up being under. But if somebody's gonna score, I think it's gonna be Cook for Buffalo. I can't imagine Josh throwing for several touchdowns in this game, so I think Cook finds the pain in this one.
I like the under, but I don't mind a James Cook touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. You're back in the
All right.
green, so keep it going this week. What do you got for us?
Yeah,
Focus
we're
five.
definitely, if we hit any of these, we're going to be rich forever.
Jesus.
Bang.
Now, I just have some big numbers here, but I think we got some winners. First, we're going to take it just take it slow for the first one. Little money line parlay. We got the Colts, the Ravens, and the Seahawks, all favorites. It's plus 208. And then we get our first little crazy one. It's plus 900.
Okay.
We're taking Lamar anytime and an Ollie Gordon anytime touchdown in first
Wow.
inning of football. Plus 900. You never know. Could
I
happen.
like that.
And then we're going all the way to Monday Night Football. We're going to be taking the Cowboys money line along with both starting running backs for either teams to score a touchdown. That would be Zonovan Bam Knight and Javonte Williams.
Zonovan Band Night.
And then
Love
we're
that
gonna be taking the young guns. We're taking in our next one Kaimi Vidal and Woody Marks to score touchdowns. And then we're taking our last one at plus 1183. We're taking some old head touchdowns of D Hop and Stephon Diggs.
Wow.
Ooh,
Punk
interesting.
status touchdown parlay.
Yep.
I don't mind that.
What team
I
is
know
do you
it
have
was
on the
way
Ravens?
it was way too
He's
it
on
was-
Baltimore
It was
Thursday
way
night.
higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
What was the plus minus on that, Mikey?
1183.
Really? Okay.
D Hop doesn't do much these days, but
I might sprinkle.
I think he's
on
got
there.
2 TDs on the year, I want to say.
He had some. Yeah, he had one insane catch a couple of weeks back, and then so.
I guess with the Cooper Rush, things could get better with Lamar back. All right, time for my focus five. Did some little here and there. I did a little bit of everything this week. So we're bringing the teasers back for the first parlay. We got Vikings plus 14.5 against the Lions, Steelers plus 7.5 against the Colts, and then Panthers plus 17.5. Those three together give you plus 203. Like you guys, I did take a money line parlay. 49ers, I know, was on one of yours. Bears was on one of yours as well.
Yep.
But I'm taking the Texans to make it a little bit spicy, plus 396 over the Broncos. 1 p.m. touchdown scores. I like the people who didn't score last week, and I also like the people who lost me the parlays last week to win me parlays this week. So we're going with Rome to get his redemption this week, and then we're going with 2 LSU superstars. Jamar Chase didn't get in the end zone last week, and Jettas coming off of bye week. Don't think he scored the week before. Him and J.J. McCarthy did have a little bit of a rapport there. Most targeted wide receiver when both games J.J. played. Those two together, that's the big one of the day, plus 656. If you have DK, use your little touchdown boost on that one. Probably gives you like plus 800 or more. 4 o'clock parlay, just because we want to have something in the 4 o'clock games. I called this the walk it like I talk it. We got Jags money line, Saints plus 21.5, Bills plus 7.5, plus 174 right there. So not bad. Probably that's the least odds. That should be money in the bank unless Tyler Shuck is.
What was your last bet on that, by the way?
What?
Your last bet in that parlay?
Bills plus 7.5.
Got it. Okay.
And finally, we have the late week greatness. So 1 touchdown score from Sunday night. It is the man who lost me in Cam money, Bill, touchdown. And then someone I was waiting on last week, didn't happen in a high-scoring game, Pickens. I think Pickens will get in the end zone on Monday night against a weak, leaky Cardinals defense. There's the focus 5 for all of us this week. We go to NCAA Week 10. We'll start with you, Cam. You had a rant to give about NCAA. Take us away before we get into
Yeah, so I don't know if I went into this last week, but I might be the most anti-Vanderbilt fan of all time, actually. When you have a quarterback that's probably older than all of us on this podcast playing in college football, absolutely insane. Like the guy's older than Drake May, who's been a year and a half in the NFL starting. I mean, 2 years fully out, or a year and a half, I guess, fully. After being drafted, this guy just comes in, and then everybody fucking treats him like the godsend that he is. But bro, like he's 25 years old. Like, what the fuck are we
No,
talking
he's
about?
24. He's actually 3
He's
days.
about to turn 25.
He's 3 days older than you. Me and Mikey are older than him.
Exactly. So I'm 2.5 years out of college. I don't know about you guys exactly, but we're
Mikey's
doing
still
a
in
sport.
school.
We're doing a sports gambling podcast
Yeah, I'm
after
out.
college, and he's still playing college football. Don't you find that a little odd? I mean,
COVID years.
yeah,
red
but yeah,
checks.
exactly. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, give him all the excuses you want. Fuck all the Vanderbilt fans. Fuck Diego Pavia. Fuck Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt is absolutely get their shit kicked in this week, and hopefully the rest of the year. Honestly,
Okay. Well, can we have a quick 5-second moment of silence for Bo Prabula out for the season, Mizzou?
yeah, that was tough. Yeah,
Hope Bo can come back next year. Thanks. All right.
Yeah.
So you gave your pick
I mean,
already.
I mean, we were both on Bo. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
was.
I actually
I was watching
Bo
that game in
one
the
of my top
airport,
three
and I
quarterbacks.
thought the only reason why Vanderbilt was that's exactly playing into my point. If Bo didn't get hurt in that game, I think Mizzou wins that game.
Yeah. Bo's my
But
guy,
of
so.
course, he ends up getting hurt, and then Diego Pavia ends up like fucking Captain America, fucking winning the game. Like so much horseshit. It's insane. Like the amount of fans I had to deal with that are Vanderbilt fans that have never actually cared about football at all. Like they have no idea what's going on. They're like, oh, Diego Pavia is the best quarterback in college football. It's like, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit about anything. Like I don't want to listen to you at all. But I rest my case. I'm done. I just need to vent a little bit about Vanderbilt. So
Take a deep breath.
I know I want to break something, honestly. But
So our first game is Vanderbilt in Texas. You like Texas minus 2.5 without Arch?
give me Texas minus fucking 14.5 or 13.5.
Okay, bad
If you
numbers
want me,
again.
if you want to be,
Bad
if you
numbers
want,
again.
give me Texas minus 1,000. I don't give a shit. I'm taking out a loan and I'm putting all the money I have on Texas.
I thought we were responsible
home.
bettors. Come on.
Yeah, I've reached a point with Vanderbilt where it's like I know the second I ride with them, they're just going to lose. So I have to keep going against them. I'm going to take Texas minus 2.5 in Texas. If Texas wants to be in the playoff, they got to win out every game.
Exactly.
So over
Yep.
Vanderbilt, it's going to be an important one. We only have two more, I think. So we have Oklahoma coming off of a loss last week.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. This will be a good game. John Mateer in Tennessee. Tennessee minus 3, both teams 6-2. Tennessee, I feel like they haven't had a relevant game in a while besides the Alabama game a couple weeks ago. What do you think here?
So
Oklahoma, Tennessee.
The problem is I have a buddy that's went to Tennessee, huge Tennessee fan, and I've kind of adopted it as one of the teams I root for. But kind of a get right spot, I feel like, for Oklahoma. But I'm gonna lean with Tennessee here at home, minus the 3. Kind of we talked about it and I know NFL is different than NCAA, but basically at minus 3 or less, you're basically picking team to win. I'm going Tennessee here, the favorite at home. I think they find a way to win, and hopefully it's more than 3 at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Oklahoma. I feel like Tennessee's a little overrated.
Agreed.
Really, really good offense, but if the Oklahoma defense is able to lock in, I guess they didn't really lock in last week against Ole Miss, but Ole Miss is now a top 5 team in the country. But yada, yada, yada. John Mateer, I trust him a little more than Joey Aguilar. Both good quarterbacks. Can take Oklahoma plus 3 on the road. They've gone through a gauntlet of a schedule. I think Oklahoma's lost 2 straight. So I think they get right here against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Last game is a team that I don't even know is ranked. Cincinnati is the 17th ranked team in the country, heading to Utah. Utah minus 10 in Salt Lake. What do you think here?
The minus 10's tough. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of leaning to a money line parlay when it comes to Utah and Tennessee. But overall, I'm gonna have to take Utah, even though I'm not extremely confident. After I think they had a pretty decent loss. Was it to BYU or might have been someone else earlier on in the year? But something that like a game that they should have won at home, they end up losing.
BYU's undefeated.
It must have been because I think they lost at home to a team they were favored
They got their
Originally.
doors blown up by Texas Tech.
Could have been. I think it was Texas Tech. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like Utah a lot just because of the grit, but it's also tough to bet against that Cincinnati team with because I think Luke Fickle's playing or coaching for his job at this point.
Luke Fickle's
So-
the coach of Wisconsin, I think.
You sure it's not Cincinnati?
Yeah, he left a long time ago.
Oh, my bad. Well, either way, I'm leaning towards Utah. I like Utah and Tennessee money line parlay in that one. It's obviously much different betting against a spread when it comes to these college football games because it could either be upset city or it could be the other team blows up the other team by 25 points. So it's a little more difficult, but I'm going Utah here minus the 10, even though I probably buy it down 9.5. If not, like I said, parlay it with Tennessee money line. I assume they'll get you a plus money, but I don't fully know the odds on that. But that's what I'm taking here. I don't know about your thoughts, Dub.
Double-digit spread. We ride in Cincinnati. I feel like Utah, I've put too much faith in them, and they kind of choke. So I don't know much about Cincinnati, but it's more just a fade Utah on the spot. I mean, I know Utah's a fucked place to play, but give me 10. I'll take the 10.
All
right, so there's a podcast. Any final thoughts, Michael? Any NBA? One NBA? Should we give you?
I was
an
gonna say, did
NBA?
we come to your Knicks game at all, or they're not playing tonight?
They lost last night. Very sad. They're 2-2 in the year.
Okay.
So are we gonna be doing this throughout the remainder of the podcast, where you ride the Knicks like very heavily, or?
Just watching them during the pod.
Yeah, well, not necessarily, but also just like following them throughout the year. Because
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Is NBA?
I'm a big NBA
I'm
fan.
not an NBA guy. I don't know if Dub is, but like I won't watch the Celtics till like the month before the playoffs.
Well, they just beat the Cavs tonight. Big win.
Maybe at 30.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown's one of the funniest people, by the way. Slept on.
You see the hair thing?
Yeah.
I did not. I have
He
to
was on
look that up.
Drewski's show. It was funny.
He basically paints on his hairline and it's been rubbing off on people's jerseys. Like he headbutt OG and his like black got all on OG's sleeve. And then apparently there was a headline like Jaylen Brown reaches out to LeBron. For
Yeah, he called
advice on
LeBron. He's like,
hairline.
should I go to
God.
He's like, should I go to Turkey? Am I cooked, Unc? Tell me. It was funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys back next week. Hopefully, same
Halloween
time.
special. Good pod, boys.
Yeah, very long Halloween special. Have a great Halloween. Eat candy. Be
Yeah,
good.
thanks for dressing up. I was the only asshole that
I
actually
dressed up.
dressed
This is a tourist, and
This is what you wear on a normal fucking podcast. I'm
I
not
wear a
wearing
Hawaiian
this
shirt with
costume.
sunglasses. It's just the hat because I wear the hat a lot, but with the sunglasses, the open face thing. Mikey's dressed up as Mikey Hallen from high school. All
Yeah,
right,
I'm dressed
let's
as
get outta here.
Scooby Doo. I mean.
Good night.